because Utuma Bawumia, you can't beat Mahama. Namusimi and Kase Makoka say we lost the election in 2022. Oh yes. Yes, Miss Ru.
What exactly did you mean by such comments? Because who we need MPP Fragberry, Obia se Kennedy Beck campaign on Adudanko Kufuado,
yes,
and Baumia MPP government.
Yes.
But the same can say they lost the election in 2022.
Yeah.
And now NDC communicators as a can buy no.
Let them say, me catch straight. So I don't know the man making it straight and then me making it straight. I was referring to Bawumia. Because Bawumia the catcher say, if your fundamentals are weak, your exchange rate will expose you. Me Makasa.
Okay.
Me winia. I can easily defend it because me policies am there, but President Kufuor free SHS will be maintained. One district, one factory will be maintained. But others, messism. But the economy itself, me can't Ghana for any party for a bit my stereotype. They don't want to listen. Media catch the woo. Nessa we a delegate na obi ebe convince wa. Na wo I'm guys and chiro. Obanyini. Na say maminka. Na emra mimi sika ehye no. Obi ka chem say me MPP ni tie nyimi sika ntonchen. Na sika no say mimi dia hia. Am I the only businessman ni sika ashe? What you say?
Okay.
Now no me ka say we pe na aboso kan for e ka say adenti no wa moyedin. Ye nyina ye buafu a ye twen. So the Bawumia ba say ne be si atotia no. Because the man went out there when your fundamentals are weak, your exchange rate will expose you. Has it changed? If $1 to 4 cedis, what's the fundamentals are weak, and $4 to 12 cedis, what's the fundamentals near weak?
I almost say a corner matter. They are not all you know.
One voter, one T-shirt. You hear T-shirt, they are about voters that almost wash it because MPP T-shirt they Obiani wa bachi MPP T-shirt that shall be to Obi Fufro. And yet to be there rally, I ever see Canadian T-shirt. We have one coffee, we have a T-shirt, no man for no moon share, no do over to and your mind. One voter, one T-shirt.
See Naya hata. I want him be I don't see one year teacher the young over so. Kahubi. A Kahubi till I'm a coffee Bawumia. Some coming home. Yes, she say you sick as some no, a year and Sicano, the moon yet to build. Let me be a Jumani out of Sabagana.
The lives of the people of Agbogbosi matter as much as the lives of the people of East Legon or cantonments. Enti yeba hano yebesi toilets amamu yebesi toilets in all yebesi 8-unit toilets, 4 8-unit toilets, 32 toilets in all among the people of Agbogbosi. Usori na uko toilet uya ubejari enyasa. Ubejari enti yebesi bath houses so akaho. Yebesi 24-unit bath houses and 80 in all. 24-unit bath houses. Say there mubenya ebi mubeko na mujare anapa. Na mujare.
This demonstration is not to topple the government. This demonstration is to indicate to Ghanaians the insensitivity of the Muhammad's government. The insensitivity of the Muhammad's government. This is not to topple government. We don't advocate for a regime change this way. We are going to vote next year and we are going to vote them out massively. That is good governance. That is partisanship. We are going to democratically remove John Mahama from power. Not do this demonstration, but the demonstration is to demonstrate to John Mahama and Ghanaians that what is going on is bad. If you are feeling the heat, like Ghanaians are feeling the heat, if you are buying electricity and they are having it for free, if your salary, you are spending 60% of your salary on electricity bills, then you understand what I'm suffering. I am suffering. John Mahama is not suffering. But how do you expect the members of the members as a collective to speak on your behalf when you decided to give majority to such a bad government, NBC? Ghanaians should realize that their term matters. Your term matters. Your term matters. When you go and vote, you have to know that the consequences are ahead of you for the next 4 years. The term the Ghanaians gave to John Mahama has shown that they should never again trust John Mahama. A bad government, NBC. Ghanaians should realize that their term matters. Your term matters. Your term matters. When you go and vote, you have to know that the consequences are ahead of you for the next 4 years. The term the Ghanaians gave to John Mahama has shown that they should never again trust John Mahama.
Yes, she says he can't Kroma. And the whole vice president, a two car with him. Walk away there, Kumasia, may a call birthday party. Baumiana Kakra, and I give him Kanakakra. Abo, as for Mamma and I, Simpa Penny, the other can be a no dear chili. Call birthday. About who's he can. Yes, she says he can't Kroma. And the whole vice president. And the whole vice president told him COVID-19 aba. Yaka said your social distancing, irresponsible behavior na mo exhibit. O ka chere nkrofo says he can ho. And so look at the extravagant life. Yes. The exorbitant life you are living. Look at opulence display of cash. O birthday party. And your mind sika who pay aso we. Sika be party. Ba o mi ade ma ka chere mo what is achembi. On one people, now people and papa say Baumia be do omanima. Anka why would they expose Baumia the way they exposed him? Baumia knows why it's a said so ponkwa madam. Oh, what is in your club? No one came, no one. I don't know now. Don't go for more expose you know. Expose Baumia the way they exposed him. Baumia knows why it's a said so ponkwa madam. Oh, what is in your club? No one came, no one. I don't know now. Don't go for more expose you know. In any case, I can another crowd there on some co-election view. This year, I can say Baumiana more expose Kufado, but because of a Kufado's image, and they know about Baumiana Sabi previous what Jimmy
last weekend. Me will come say, Vice President Tabakumasi. I'm saying, now Vice President Obey almost about birthday party, and I'm saying what? Vice President a free about birthday party. Now they are doing a Juma.
Birthday party. Look at the extravagance.
Alpha and comfort na play
birthday
party.
This is the kind of misleaders leading us. This CHMS super vice president Teddy. Who benya vice president Teddy Okruma? Not just Jimmy Powell. Said Dr. Baumiana your president to Kwedu Okruma is Jimmy Powell. Not just Jimmy Powell. Said Dr. Baumiana your president to Kwedu Okroma is Jimmy Powell. Because Otwa not just Jimmy Powell. Said Dr. Baumiana your president to Kwedu Okroma is Jimmy Powell. Not just Jimmy Powell. Said Dr. Baumiana your president to Kwedu Okroma is Jimmy Powell. Because not just Jimmy Powell. Said Dr. Baumiana your president to Kwedu Okroma is Jimmy Powell. Because Otwa a whole vice president is sorry so a birthday. I will come say. Or call birthday. I will see Kenya. Yes, she says Kenya Kroma. And the whole vice president, a two car with him. Walk away there, Kumasia, may a call birthday party. Baumiana Kakra, and I give him Kanakakra. Him. Walk away there, Kumasia, may a call birthday party. Baumiana Kakra, and I give him Kanakakra. Abo. Him. Walk away there, Kumasia, may a call birthday party. Baumiana Kakra, and I give him Kanakakra. ezizim with him wo kwa de kumasi a me kwa birthday party ba mi na kakra na agbenim kan kakra tu ka fite ezizim with him wo kwa de kumasi a me kwa birthday party ba mi na kakra na agbenim kan kakra etu ka fite ezizim with him wo kwa de kumasi a me kwa birthday party ba mi na kakra na agbenim kan kakra etu ka fite ezizim with him wo kwa de kumasi a me kwa birthday party ba mi na kakra na agbenim kan kakra etu ka fite ezizim with him wo kwa de kumasi a me kwa birthday party ba mi na kakra na agbenim kan kakra abo aso mama na ye simpapani eyi ya beka bia no de akire wa made ani onya asante support me share ba wo mia 1-on-1 sem ka kire no me se ba wo mia wo winning the primaries in the obe winning, but your problem is not about winning the primaries. O problem pa yes who winning we are the Asante people in the MPP, you can't control them. And no mind is simpapani o mind John. O problem pa yes who winning we are the Asante people in the MPP, you can't control them. And no mind is simpapani o mind John. Imagine Bawumia giving orders to Ayenapo. How is that possible? O problem pa yes who winning we are the Asante people in the MPP, you can't control them. And no mind is simpapani o mind John. Imagine Bawumia giving orders to Ayenapo. How is that possible? O problem pa yes who winning we are the Asante people in the MPP, you can't control them. O problem pa yes who winning we are the Asante people in the MPP, you can't control them. And no mind is simpapani o mind John. Imagine Bawumia giving orders to Ayenapo. How is that possible?
The one voter, one t-shirt. Yeah, here t-shirt they are going voters that almost wash it because every t-shirt they fair. Obiani wa baji MPP t-shirt that shall be to trauma obi fufro. Eti yet be na rally. I ever see Canadian t-shirt. Never complain. Never t-shirt. No man go for. No moon shirt. No do what? Over trouble. And my one voter, one t-shirt. 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 T-shirt. Yeah, here t-shirt they are going voters that almost wash it because every t-shirt they fair. Yeah, here t-shirt they are going voters that almost wash it because every t-shirt they fair. Obiani wa baji MPP t-shirt that shall be to trauma obi fufro. Yeah, here t-shirt they are going voters that almost wash it because every t-shirt they fair. Obiani wa baji MPP t-shirt that shall be to trauma obi fufro. Eti yet be na rally. I ever see Canadian t-shirt. Never complain. Never t-shirt. No man go for. No moon shirt. No do what? Over trouble. And my yet be na rally. I ever see Canadian t-shirt. Never complain. Never t-shirt. No man go for. No moon shirt. No do what? Over trouble. And my to be na rally. I ever see Canadian t-shirt. Never complain. Never t-shirt. No man go for. No moon shirt. No do what? Over trouble. And my to be na rally. I ever see Canadian t-shirt. Never complain. Never t-shirt. No man go for. No moon shirt. No do what? Over trouble. And my one voter, one t-shirt. One voter, one t-shirt. one voter, one T-shirt.
Me tetafo na me buy me baton fish ewo asafo market ya me be one wo hwe me da bia no pa me so dia wo yem tiama me awia ne ama me eto afufu awime so ne asebo me efiri se dum so ba me ba no fish adaka duasa ne akoto agu kwa eti na me ba no wonya sika ma me na me de didi efira no pa me ba me ni di yo eno ani bodo se hwan ana me du han ma to bi di me ba nya sika ma me wo bo se ante se di adwuma no nya dum so abro wa de me na ye nyina firi dum so me ti asi me de me sum ho ne mu ya ansa me da fom birim mama adai ade ani aye maya wa abro wanti wo ma me wanti se me a mama mi huna ma ni sei me te mi we demonstration me kon ma kwa kama sam so a kire mama no hu me mabo na dum so wonya na me be ti me tan fishi wonya sika matari ani adi ani ma ba bibia ne be se NDC fo na sisei MPP fo sisei na nti wo mama MPP fo no ne se ne kura nyina ya MPP de wa mo beka ana nkrofo yo de ani kura nyina MPP me bati yesi ba bi di etombo engomo di anuma ko bu agu ni pa kura mu bugu ya wa de wa aboa what wona ne dai obi abu agu wonya demonstration bibi a musi MPP fo na ye se ne ye woni pa wo woni pa che mu dia ene ye fe mu nsore so ndi mama se wontimi a wonya bone eno ase me na me ka ye so me boa
asantefo ne akanfo na ye the problem of this country ye de yete so a ye nkanta asantefo ne akanfo na ye the problem of this country ye de yete so a ye nkanta asantefo ne akanfo na ye the problem of this country ye de yete so a ye nkanta asantefo ne akanfo na ye the problem of this country ye de yete so a ye nkanta asantefo ne akanfo na ye the problem of this country ye de yete so a ye nkanta.
All right, good evening and welcome to With Audio Respect Extended Version. My name is Kevin Akobe. Retail it's exactly 4:29 p.m. US East Coast time is definitely 8:29 in Ghana. Thank you for tuning in. We are live across the world. We're streaming from our studios here in Washington, D.C. We're live across the world on Facebook. Search for With Audio Respect. That is our official Facebook page. With Audio Respect is our official Facebook page. We're also live on Loud Silence TV on YouTube. Loud Silence TV on YouTube. Our main platform is on TV, multi-TV. Search for Loud Silence TV on multi-TV. Loud Silence TV on multi-TV. We are in 22 African countries, including Ghana. We're also live on radio. Go to the Google Play Store and download Loud Silence Radio. Any Android device can pick this show live right now. You can also go to the App Store and download Loud Silence Radio. We're live on Android. We're live on Apple. All platforms blazing tonight. Our affiliates tonight are also picking this feed across the world. Loud Silence TV on Facebook too. We are live this evening. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's a wonderful Thursday evening. I'm back again. My name is Kevin Taylor. You can call me Kwame Tevia. You can also call me Bradango. You can call me the Internet Jesus. You can call me You can also call me Ibra Dango. Tonight, we are here to discuss Ghana. It's got to do with Ghana. It's got to do with politics. It's got to do with social issues. Our main focus is on Ghana politics. And tonight, we have some gentlemen we will be talking about. It's got to do with hacking of Ghanaian elections and also hacking of gadgets in Ghana, hacking of people's personal information. The NPP government, their hallmark now is to make sure that they suppress, sabotage, and also blackmail people with voices from the judiciary all the way to the clergy. We have judges who have been hacked, who have been whose information have been taken away from them. Illegally. These gentlemen on the screen, you can see them. That one is called Benjamin and the other one is called Osaf Mafo, who is the son of Osaf Mafo. Tonight, we'll be delving into the activities in Ghana. This is going to be an international piece because there are some petitions that we will be sending to some very important offices. Some licenses we will also make sure are taken away from these gentlemen. As you can see on the screen, these are very dangerous men. I'll show their full picture for you to know the kind of people they are. They have been hacking into people's phones in Ghana. They work with the NCA, the NIB, the National Security. So that is their main job. They are also involved in kidnapping in Ghana for the government of the day. The National Security knows about this and and this is their job. Tonight, we will expose them. We want the world to know so that when we put the petition into the bigger offices, they can be chased around. This particular topic is very important to me because we have been following these guys for the past 4 years. Now we have evidence of the kind of work they do and the kind of pain they have caused people, and they are still doing it. In fact, if you're in Ghana tonight and you have ever handed over your equipment, your phone, your tablet, whatever electronic gadget to these gentlemen, especially the gentleman called Benjamin, then you have to understand that you have been hacked. Tonight, I can tell you that so many people and dignitaries in Ghana have been hacked. The reason why you don't hear people speak on Ghana issues is because these gentlemen, they have information on people, their personal life, personal information. They have it and they are using it against them. What they do is they sabotage, they blackmail these people. That's why you see some judges who are not able to even come out with pronouncements that are legitimate. You could see that majority of the pronouncement coming out of late has been one way, not because they want to do that. It's because some people are holding their balls and some part of their body. So tonight's show, you need to call every single person. I'm going to put their faces on the screen. If you have ever had a conversation with these people about your church, your equipment, your internet connectivity, whatever, especially your phone, if they have ever come to you that they want to help you do something with your system, your phones, they have hacked you. In fact, they are in your phone. They are listening to politicians. They are listening to judges. They are listening to pastors. In fact, there are serious senior pastors in Ghana who cannot speak of late because these young men have told them if they make a mistake and speak, all of their nude pictures and all that will be out there. This is where the NPP government, they have brought this country. Tonight, we will expose them more. We will let you know what they are doing. We will show you boys who basically do their errands for them, who come to their homes. They have even planted some people to marry some pastors' kids and all that, and that is the only way that they were able to get into the lives of people. To manipulate the system. We are talking about hacking. These are the young men they used in 2020 to hack. They cloned the system. When they say they cloned the system, when we get there, I'll break it down for you to have a clear understanding. They cloned the system. The young man on the top bottom, let me show you their faces before I do the introduction. These are two gentlemen I'm talking about. These are the gentlemen I'm talking about. Come on. I don't have time tonight. Yes, this guy is called Benjamin Ansah. This is the most dangerous young man in Ghana today. This guy, he leads kidnapping. This guy is in charge of tapping and hacking people's phones, institutions. They are the ones who led the kidnapping of Bongo Ideas. There are so many people who have been kidnapped that this guy cannot account for. I'll be telling you much about this guy. This young man too is called Osafo Mafo. His name is Kojo Osafo Mafo. I'm sorry. There are so many names I'll be showing here tonight. So, sorry, I showed you a lady's name. I'll be showing you some other pictures. This guy too is called Kojo Osafo Mafo. He is also in charge of hacking. In fact, he belongs to the IEEE. We have prepared a petition that we'll be sending out. He also works with the Bureau of National Communication. These are the boys who did the damage in 2020. They cloned the system, the NCA and all that. They all work with these gentlemen. Tonight, we will let the world know who they are, the criminality they are involved in, and how they are destroying the democracy of this nation. When the NPP tells you we are going to win the elections with a strategy, it is because of these gentlemen. These are the criminals they want to use. These are the criminals they used in 2020 and they want to use them now. We will go into these matters. I will take my time when we get there. When we get to that bridge, we will cross it nicely and make Ghanaians know the truth. Tonight's show is very, very important. It's got to do with election 2024, and we don't have to mince words. We will be talking about the Chief Justice Office. Remember, Madam Tokonu, yes, we will be talking about the Chief Justice entering the Chief Justice Office. There are a few people in the judiciary, the Chief Justice Office, who are involved in suppressing the truth at the courts. Tonight, I will not mince words. I will direct you to where the damage started. Yoni Kulendi has been hacked. Yoni Kulendi, the reason why he was not made a CJ was because these gentlemen. I'll tell you so many things. So tonight, we will be talking about these dirty people, showing their faces, telling you where they live, what they are doing, the properties they have acquired in the United States. So many things. Do not take this lightly. do not take this episode lightly. I would like to say this. Friday is going to be our last episode. We're going to take a short break. Tomorrow is going to be our last episode. We will take a break. Our team will communicate our return to you. So I just want to put the announcement out there. Tomorrow we're going to take an official break. After tomorrow's show, we will take an official break. We don't know how long the break is going to be, but the team will communicate that through our Facebook platforms and on TV. So I just want to put this out there for people to know. If you don't see us on Monday, then it means Loud Silence TV, with all due respect, especially, just this show is on break. Not any serious thing, but we are taking a very short break. So we hope you understand this. It's very, very important. Good evening to people on YouTube. Good evening to every single person on Facebook. Our affiliates tonight across the world. Thank you very much. Enyumre michia Ghana Nibia Osha me medini kamina ko bedu tela me and amidi jumade we huchia me and yebeka eye emrantia Ekufuado aban we ede omo elbo krono internet anasa ofune kutawo ene sebio wa sorry eye o computer kutawo omutumi ewuram ewia eye nyoma efri ono intellectual property omu wia ede etata nipa bi ewo Ghana na very important say nde nyumbre be disa enkomo na enkomo bebre ho ansa na ye de sa enkomo atare to me team ne be catch me the time to start doing the editorial. In fact, the editorial can happen anytime. Mr. S, Mr. P, I'll be taking your instructions. I know when you will give me the signal to go into the editorial. Yeah, Mr. S, Mr. P, I will be on standby. I will be here. You guys will have to give me the green light before I hit the editorial. So I'll be waiting on you, but we'll be doing a social media segment and other stories. Diana Ekoswa. Ediana Ekoso. Ediana Ekoso amenti ya manfo bebre e kansem all Ghana. Ediana Ekoso all Ghana amenti ye. In some bebre see Ghana. In Kofo Kansem bebre on YouTube I can see Eye Fosu Bedu watching me tonight. Thank you very much. TKB Teria is also live here. James Boache Random TV is watching me tonight. On Facebook I can see Eye Serenity McCarthy live tonight on Loud Silence TV this evening. Thank you very much. Seidu Isaku is also live here. Emmanuel Agbeve is live watching Kevin Taylor in a Ghost team. I can see Eye Don Ali on YouTube. I also Grace Yemba Buena is also watching me live tonight on YouTube. Let's try and do 1K likes before we officially start tonight's show on YouTube. Let's do 1K tonight. We have 652 likes on YouTube. Let's do 1,000 quickly. Push the show forward. On Facebook, let's do 1,000 shares quickly and push the show forward. Into me start the show no. And as I wait for you now, and I said make sure say obe share show no on Facebook and I say obe like show no on YouTube no. Edian pa na AC Ghana minke bia in Sembebre ekoso. Me pese mo kakachire me mentantensem o. Me mentantensem. Eche obi aka na bia ye be kakachire me ana say me na ma na makohu but me bo akokora ntina nsem mentantensem. Me ma no o ma give attention nyina. Inti mentantensem. Inti mo amotensem no monka e bia na matibi na me refi. Edian konkonsa na what time town sorry. Napo. Na napo ya abo be na fe napo. Obi kasa napo obi se napo aboa be na friend napo be se mo ma me hu aboa kora friend napo edien what is in town there na ekoso because your story just say nipa yin na betuma kebi aboa be na friend napo okay we are doing 833 likes on YouTube right now. Thank you. Let's do 1,000 quickly. Konkonsa be na what town the Attorney General waka or say infantifo is cheap. Attorney General Godfrey Dami was saying Fantifo is cheap. Omu ye Jimmy for omu de omu hiani bro. And no na Ghana's Attorney General waka into say Infantifo ye do 2 etrimu pa. Attorney General Godfrey Dami o kachire eye jakwa say Infantifo de omu ye cheap. Omu ahemfo ne omu nkwara anyina omu Jimmy. Esika kakri bi omu gi seat every Infantimemu. So we should not forget to say NPP for omu eden Attorney General no say ye Infantifo ye nkwasiafo ye cheap cry ye fo. So that issue no. Okay, so there's no story. AG against Jakpa, we'll talk about it a little bit. Ntimi say bibia ni town. Me nti obia case. Nshada hu ni pebia or come asem so me. I don't have an issue with anybody. Now the echoes of Ghana assemble. Yeah, recently matisse amanfo bi ebuefu eye antenna. Na antenna boni ben antenna ye. Kevin Taylor. Antenna ye den. Me was a man for both antenna pa. I didn't antenna ye. Inkofo bebre can tia antenna didn't antenna tem. Jack, me am most of me answer na I'm in Kebi. And I have a reason to I'm in Kebi. But I say we know me name the antenna personally pa why ye. But people have an issue with antenna say assembly ba antenna abekano a year ni show so na amanfo no anasa omo ni antenna nya adwene no omadwene nya omo say antenna ebia asem no na nkeni se oka and so I feel say amanfo ehun ni say antenna na nkeni se oka asem ni bi into at that point, and go for the antenna temper, and I feel bad for her because Mami Penyini and Sebio, I have sat here and criticized the show, but I did not say her show should be taken off. But Makase, maybe some of the things she did not do it right. It does not mean say her contribution to a year the society, it can be just brushed away. And there we cannot say it because whether we like it or not, antenna so. From antenna juma odi no so nipa bi so sebio omoso enya freedom ana omoso enya omo ho anase omoso enya some kind of support. Into as much as you feel say the show should be guided well and the rules and regulations are govern Ghana talk shows, it should be strict, I believe say there are people who are through antenna almost almost enya some justice. That's the word I'm looking for. Almost enya justice. So I feel say this particular one I'm called for eka antennas momudina terminal. I feel say they are not being fair to antenna. To be very fair with you, so be at the bonia. I will tell you. And if it's antenna, I can ask them that. But I think with this one, I think they are not being too fair to Mameno. And I feel say the attack. Sometimes it be my personal. We should look at the issue itself. As I sit here, some betanana me show obi oba bekasa o show obiano na enchire say my force the person mekasa. And I think it's a majority of people who go on antenna show antenna sorry anopa enko bi de monka say asimesi bra na bekasa o me show no. So I think voluntarily amamfo ankasa na den ekose me pesa kama asem mame. Inti as Obia ye nejuma, everybody wants the traction. Everybody wants the juma to go on. Everybody wants people to be listening to their job. They believe so juma is credible. I don't think say Obi ko na so Wakacha antenna said this is my situation. Talk about it. I don't think antenna should look at the issue say Sibio Kevin Taylor and Timinka and I say Ekufuado. I think say assembly be da ho na asema social issue Sebio Obiso Ebefemuaba Ediabone Bra. I believe say it is right. It does not matter who the issue is about. But antenna yedina atem antenna boni awaye ne say obi de na asama ba na oka. Now in the first place, den na asem ne beduru antenna ho. Antenna not to be the show. And I'm not here to say entirely me protect your antenna. No, I just want you to understand this because you do sometimes and personal, Antenna at the end of the day, then I some could do antenna. Something happened. Mahamudu Baomi and Tam Sika Koma ya sapon. Senka Mahamudu Baomi Tam Sika Koma ya sapon, Anka or the Koma ya sapon kukuomwa, Anka Sasu Winkiente. Say Mahamudu Baomi ekode ya sapon kwa politics or ye nipem. But wasn't here were we not expecting say that gesture was going to call for attention? And say obi a problem with the AC Emma Asanabeto antenna table so that person should have a problem with Baumia. When we use politics, say I say adibi baby we are no, yeah the politics the be even something good, genuinely good it turns out to be the something bad that destroys people. Senka ya sapon ya reno anke ya politicize no. Emanka MPP fo anko yese ba obi aba asantimemu na ya sapon ya asantini wato nyamenyom inti camera nyina ndi ne chi na onfa sika nko hye nisima anka ebe den enanke ya beti se obi abetena antenna show ni se me pesa me ka ho asem if you say e ya asem e dan kofo ano. Antina to one aseme dankofo ano asebio ehanipe bi no na asebio oro so tena ho ebusabusa etoto nkofo ano antina menya sure say all law license the same way majority of the people who do or sit on radio to do talk show no so almost law license and I say queen mother license and I say chieftaincy license you nkofo nam Ghana how much so me ahemfo by engazeti omo and so omo kra no omo totomo na and nam Ghana ha omo ko ha ntoma na nkwasiafo de and so when you sit those people down, say, krata and woman bang the chile say, because Ghana, answer you to so you need to be gazetted. You only do Ghana money a hine certificate, and so I'm Ghana ebo mo samana hine. But what I want to say is say, what is happening? Majority of the people who have an issue with antenna, I think say you are taking it to her personally without looking at the case and at the issue itself. And end up antenna him. I don't think say antenna sorry anopa and okofa ya sapon yere se betena na kasa. I think the woman wanted people to hear her. Antenna has the platform. Antenna, I don't think that this is the first time antenna I sure that it's like this. The woman has been doing shows it be more crazier than this. But some of you know your problem is that adentina obi amunim. Say it is normal. No, it's not supposed to be like that. Say obia ye nimu dia enya normal, but obia ye nimu dia. Because antenna it shows bebre. Wajiji donations bebre. Wabua nipa bebre. We never had an issue with those things. But the issue we have with this particular one and say nipa na ye kana asem ye nimu no. That means that we are being selfish. Because etua onyonko a etua duum no, that is the analogy we are creating here. And in the first place, did antenna judge any case? No. Antenna has a platform. Let's look at the issue like that. And you almost de idea we hear politics, you know. Saying ya support to we say ya support ometina radio bi aso hiska. Waka jirobi. Me no tia yeti Kumasi en kranti Ghana TV ase. Ya support actual letter komo bi se ohiamwa. No. Even though Ebi no yare no hiambo but your support never made it public. So why is it say if you want to donate to your support to help him, why should we make it public? That it means Nipana or Tam Sika Koena, the motive was not to help your support. The motive was to do politics with that. Into your anything Nipa wabema asem way ema your support ebushon for beto abontene ema nkofo di your support atem edi ne yira atem no it is Mahamudu Bawumia ne yere. Let's sometimes sit back. Na yen share issue no. Na yen dissect issue. Yen jai personal issues and maybe something we don't like about people. I am not perfect here. There are people who like me and people who don't like me. So you are. So are you too. You are also not perfect. In fact, so I don't see why antenna should be a target. And even the woman who brought her matter, at the end of the day, did anyone put a gun at her head? No. She willingly went there to say, our problem is that that is our problem. Nipa na efa no hono na nya asem no. Na asem na ye ka no, asem a obi befa efutu firi mu ana. Asem a ebetumi aboa obi so. Asem a sebio se amba bontina obi so ebre ewo dem. That is what we look at. We need to look at the motive behind whatever we do. And to me, Matana several times, there are some things antenna one thing I don't support when it comes to antenna show. And I say I don't want them to put young people on the show. 18, 16 years, 15 years, 14. I don't like it. Enquara near the Mabetina show, I don't like it. Muamudi over 18, you can go there and do whatever you want to do. I don't care. But when you put young kids in Kwarankitin Uboha or Yemi with 14 years, also who say time now on him Beman Bibisa and Krano onim. At that point, you can bring the man, but you don't bring that kid. You don't bring the little kid on the show. That is the problem I've had with such shows. But when you talk about the positives of this show, you were a group of Ghana Foa. This is where they also take their inspiration, their advice, and things to shape their life from. Whether you like it or not, they are a group there's a section of Ghanaians, and this is what they listen to shape in their lives. You cannot force it. So let's talk about how to make it better. But the charity work this woman does, the kind of voluntary honesty, any commitment or if we streamline things well, I don't think said the this woman has helped so many people than even the government of the day. So why do we have to make her the target? We need to ask where the problem started from. Majority of the talk show hosts, they don't even control the content. I'm telling you. That's why they have their producers who say, Antenna, today, you better nipa 9. Majority of the time, you just ask questions. There are people too who are very much involved in their production. I am very much involved in my production. There are some TV and also production. There are some hosts they are not involved at all. So, and I don't know what with Antenna's production. I don't know how involved she is. But my men on Antenna on Onyakwara. Onimsa ni kununi ya osapon. Onimsa webusianfo. Into why should we be blaming the woman? The woman's job is to ask the woman what happened. Whether Antenna or national life a crooked or it's not crooked, that is not what we are talking about. We are talking about the principles. That is what we are talking about. Obu oha onwoda enso oti TV so a oye den awo show. Obu oha sebio one na yire tenaye omuntumi woda enso otumi ma obi advice mani konya awo. So you need to understand, maybe Antenna, she's sitting and discussing people's marriage, but Antenna, she got married before, she decided to leave her marriage, she decided to end up with another man. It does not affect what she is doing. And that is what we Ghanaians, we need to try and separate. Amamfu Juma. In Timia sometime it's time to say, so once I may criticize ex-president Kofua, I am criticizing his leadership. So I criticize Kufuor. I am criticizing his leadership as a politician. But as a father, as a husband, I don't care what they do in their rooms. Unless they decide to mingle or bring in into our politics, public. But the moment they have not done that, I can address President Kufuor, with all due respect, as a criminal, as a politician. But President Kufuor as a husband, as a grandfather, he's a good man. We need to be able to distinguish between that. Kufuor as a politician is the most dumbest, foolish penyina. His priorities are wrong. But Kufuor is a dad to her kids. He's a father to a lot of kids that he's a husband to the wife. So let's sometimes look at the issues. I cannot choose how you feel and with the kind of words to use. And Obia is entitled to how they want to pass their message across. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But Obia or the way of best of passing the message, and I don't hold grudges with it. Me no Obia any problem. This is my view. This is my view on this matter. Antenna has hosted hundreds of people. Our SMA are more dangerous and serious than this. I think, this is even one of the most weakest story away. I'm being honest here. Antenna, y'all support a story of wine and waka. Who has lost money here? Nothing. If there's anything, they are adults. They need to go back and solve their problems. That's all. So I don't know. My problem is the woman who has become a target and a hammer. Why? Is it Ajunu Pobi Nadawa is a way easy target? Why na dey ya sapon asem tu dwa? Enye e baumia. Enye ba we na kotam sika ma ya sapon. Na metia me say ya sapon yare. Na me say ya sapon yiska. That is where the whole problem started. Let's talk to politicians and let us make sure that the motive. All right, guys. Members too much. That's all that I can say. But to me, so person honest with yourself. Attacking an antenna is the biggest hypocritical thing to do. I'm being honest here. Attacking the woman, then it gets to that point. I had to say, I am personal. I had to say, your time. I had to say, Because so quick, you know, there are more cases are why are more serious than this. In fact, this case, where's the seriousness in it? Same way, same way, seriousness in the way. There's no seriousness in here. Then what happened? A issue I will say you to me the antenna siwo, and that's what I'm saying. Say obi on opinion, obi on reason to it. But to me, dear, I feel the woman has done a lot, and in her field as an afternoon talk host, show host, she might not be the perfect host that me, but consistency there, I can give it to her. Consistency, I can give it to her. Command, when it comes to such issues, I can give to her. She controls it, and let's respect that. Mummy enjoy punching neighbor, punching tree no. Etu a nyonko ho etu aduam no yenjai. Yenim sap ya sapon dinti ene ebuofu. Na asemesi na oba last week there. Na asem no nya ya. Asemesi na oba last week no. The oba last month no. The oba 2 years ago no. Maami bi na one ne kunu nya asem bi na oba 4 months ago no. Ono na asem no nya ya. De ne kunu hye ede ne hye dem repu no. De ne ba ye repu ne ba. De sebio ye hwe acid gu no so. De na owo kidney problem. Omo no some so ye Ghana for. Omo de omo asem no. Inti den na ema we so exceptional. The woman has to be taking this kind of hit. I take a lot of hit. But me no onse me denchem. Me denchem me bomb to ebesaba. And you be to me taking that hit. And I don't think the woman has offended anybody. Antenna has never held herself. And I held herself. Say, or your queen. And I say, or your hene. On can be baby ada. Say, or your hima. The people who listen to her, the people are or your charity are almost supporting her. They perceive and see her as somebody or your role model. They support. So the organic, genuine support for her, no, it does not make her somebody on castle. Antenna, I don't think, and I don't watch her or main share in the show too, rather. But the little I've seen, the pieces I see, I don't think some we had to Santimaka semi on him into Babinima. That's why I'm saying that there are lapses. There are a few things that needs to be tweaked, and I say needs to be worked on to get the show perfect. But it does not make the woman a bad person just to open her mic for somebody to tell their story. At the end of the day, so be kind of story cry. Na antenna with the viewer. It does not at the end of the day and then they conclude no. That's why sometimes cases be end there and a police station. There are people who person the case called police station. This is the woman they come to direct and raise money for them to go to police station to get justice. So we need to look at it from different angles. So that personal thing, with all due respect, and there's so many people I respect a lot who are attacking Antenna Emmy, because I felt to say they were supposed to sit back a little bit and look at the issue itself. It is because politicians be politics. Baumia. Let's look at that angle. Thank you very much. All right. Now, maybe Antenna, menka Antenna sembium. Antenna, we are born here. Some do me. Yo. Antenna, obo careless. Now ye bibi enya unimi dada. Aye. Okay. Now, there are a few things I can want some. Now, story we have a very interesting story. And is this story. You see, local nearby and a bepim yeno. Ye de jinima no, ye de womb. Local na ebe pem ye no a mo friend train no ye se ende ehwa samaba ye ka kire mo mbre bi se local ne be pem ye no me busa se na local no insurance na das no e hwana insurance ye ne insurance ana se e Poland for se de for insurance ne atikurum ha ende ye busa the sector minister Peter Mewu ye say I am not the insurance company, ask the insurer. Ye kobusa Mewu se train na mo de buy na mo se apem no train insurance no ye na yetia na sa brofu na etia Amewu se on insurance company ye nkobusa insurance company no insurance company na hwan dia Ghana there and I say abrofo insurance company. Now let's go listen to this report and the out about Loku and our train asem no.
PESA, the train manufacturer from Poland, purchased full insurance to cover the shipment and testing of the diesel multiple unit train it delivered to Ghana in April. During the testing phase of the vehicle, a parked car on the railway line caused an accident. 3 business sources say the accident was covered by Enterprise Insurance, and both PESA and the government of Ghana expected Enterprise to pay for the repair of the train. PESA, according to our sources, has sent a claim to Enterprise with an estimate of the repair costs to hand over the train to the government of Ghana. Our sources say Enterprise is yet to formally engage PESA on the claim and arrange for payment so the repairs can begin. When 3 Business reached out to the sector minister to find out why 3 months after the accident the train had not been fixed and remains at the yard, the minister explained, quote, "I am not an insurance company. Ask the insurer," unquote. He asked 3 Business to inquire from Enterprise why they are yet to fund the repair of the train or engage with the manufacturers to discuss the same, even though the train is fully insured with paid-up premium. According to our checks, PESA is desperately seeking a meeting with Enterprise to discuss their claim as well as when payment will be made for the repair works to commence. Enterprise Insurance, when contacted by 3 Business, assured they would respond to the issues raised in due course.
Inti swamefo bantamafo oni ebekwan no bekufo brofo no mkan nyina ne say train yes yakofa by loko no mo so kofa free abrojire no de ebepem ye loko no omse omba so ka say nya accident na accident na nya no insurance na insurance for no na betua $2 million mo kai omka say train no na ekopem ye no a meka se swamefo betuma aye a omka se swamefo de omuntumi nye na omangasa ebeye no a meka se sa train ye rekọ swame a ye be ne fine omka se oye ne ejimi and the abeto dwane say eye insurance company na sebio e wo se etuama ye repair plane no e train no monti aye say train no asa ne anya yo loko na pem ye ne ye de asha garage o ye mfa eye screwdriver ba kupon kan yo na de abepiem ne say ye pe insurance company a insure den sa loko no ana train no se ne be ya ye betumi di sika na ye kohwe mu a ye say enterprise insurance ekwecha na enterprise insurance wan dia kanofori atadia omo na omo insure den loko no some jimi ye ka bia kire wa bonte sa ka no omo nam ko si ho ya ka kire mu a sa accident no omo na create accident no sa accident na loko we konya ye no MPP for the create accident no na ende ene kwa de hia me de abeto dwane no say Ken Oforiata ne enterprise insurance company. Remember, sa enterprise insurance we na Ken Oforiata 1999 odibe dupu Ghana 5 billion through the Obotan project. Mokai. Obotan investment o sade no. The same enterprise insurance na odibe ye the PDS. Enterprise insurance we na nke Japan almost say eno na ankamode ba be the same enterprise insurance we na buying insurance in juma diadi Ken Oforiata mo dia into the abeto dwane say insurance company say insure loko no Ken Oforiata dia almost say ye ebuso mo ano asem kra say dia na mo ye say insurance mo betua ame aye koloko na almost omuni bibia ka mo fa gimi nkono wa almost mo fa mo gimi nkono wa mona mo jimi na moti Ghana media me yakani na we na bedi me so mo fa mo jimi nkono asam na mo jimi intiesia no loko na ekopem ye no Ken Oforiata company ne say omuni sike bi omdo ba be ya mamo ya catch mo bedi atam sa. But you see, I keep telling you people, you do some point bi a ye ready say ye ba ne wa ba beku ye wankasa bra wo bre no en na mema unyansa. And I'm just saying, go to Kase, Aba, or to Aba, and go to. Me say, ye no be anku bi mo. Eya omwangasa utina Jimmy Mua do sometime Jimmy ni bachelor onyansa. Yeah. Utina Jimmy Mua kodru point bia. Sa Jimmy no e bachelor onyansa. Inti Jimmy na bachelor mumu bi nyansa. Mumu bi na Jimmy abatoɔ na ama mabra boye basa na sa Jimmy no e be sa kire onyansa. Inti ye de yedwuma ne say ye ba be kire say eye loko no train no yesi Ken Oforiata insurance company and insure ye buso mo say ade ne yenye ya omo say omni answer yemfa ejimi nko mo de me say what my MPP etia oh Jack in some dawson in this ajimi sem we yanto ato so na mo hwe bibi ye dwudwam ye da wo man no an jandam me yankele jandam eye Xavier Sosu a oye MP for Madina and There is one gentleman I met my car on authority say, the new politics in Ghana, the new crop of politicians in Ghana, we 5 now are very, very active. Their contribution in parliament eba emra emrano also yeka ne yehye na ebo Ghana for ho bra. This young man called Sosu Xavier has actually excelled when it comes to young people in parliament who have been vocal, not just vocal, have been able to support or have been able to sponsor bills. Yekase bills are parliament ni nyina ne emrahye. Sebio unya parliamentarian adwene adwuma okoho a de okoye nyina ne se obehyehyɛ mmra amaw sene beye a saa mmra no ebetuma abrabo aye easy amaw. This gentleman has sponsored a lot of bills. Mena woka say eye bill a ema ewo se esia no se yentumi embo obi abra ya bo ni beyi no abrante we mu ena de koto Ekufuado nim Ekufuado se on sign into maame ana osewa obi bo ni beyi wa sorry dem ana se obi kaso be fo na nipa bi bunu kuna wa kunu kwa na na dan Ekufuado fa ne nsanhya krata ase na embeye mra se obi antumi mbo obi beyi o Ghana no o se onye because ono anka so beyi fo. And other bills to say, the anti-LGBTQ ne other bills are supporting. So you could see, say, or one vibrant young man. And let's be very fair. Sometimes when you sit and you watch the NDC politicians in parliament, their contribution, their level of intelligence, their support. When was the last time I watched say MPP Nibi as sponsor bill or parliament? For the past 12 years, when was the last time you heard an NPP MP in parliament bring a bill? The only thing the NPP parliamentarians bring a loan to make sure they forces down our truth. But when it comes to bills, emra ebe boni pa ho bra ebe boa Ghana ni sabia oti kuruma emra ebe bon ho ban no, the NPP parliamentarians omugu parliament for the past 8 years obian fa bill biamba say let us try and make sure say emra we aboye. So you see, say, this young man and the other MPP young men now more parliament, they have been very resourceful. You see, there's one thing you cannot take away from the NDC. If you are not intelligent, you will not get to lead the NDC. You might hate what I'm saying, but any idiot can get a position in the NPP. Any idiot can be an MP for the NPP. It is not about how intelligent you are. It is how affiliated you are. Inti osha the NPP mo and eno be say edaya no ayeka se napo. They are not even talking about how intelligent Napo is. They are not talking about Napo's contribution to Ghana's development intellectually. Napo, how he has conducted himself. They don't care. So Napo Jimmy Kuana so oni ekuobi na enama Napo. And that is the difference between NPP and NDC. You could see say the NPP it is all about regional balance. Oh, ekuo we no nam. Nipa we don we no obo. It is not about dear no de beba beboa Ghana. Nyansa be no nim dear no wesua na brabo how has he comported himself. They don't care about that. But also about the NDC, it is before you get the opportunity to serve or lead or even be voted to come to parliament or NDC you have to live a certain standards. As standards NDC for national they are toho. And if you don't meet that standard, I bet they say you can be even in parliament to represent the NDC. And in there, when you go to parliament, you see Xavier, you see Obi to say young one to say Suhini, you can see Zanetta, you can see young politicians, to say Sam George Mo, you will see so many young ones. You will see them say they are actively involved in politics. You could see say their contribution, it's exceptional. You see. Omo krampo omo leadi these young ones kakra oba ato force level Haruna Idrisu miankasa minipa muntaka wabodam kakra you see Mutala Muntaka you see these people you could see their contribution ayenini you see you could see say the difference between the NPP and this it is wide when it comes to people intellectually using the omosia and the oma ye to support Ghana. This young man is coming to the United States, Xavier Sosu, to be eulogized with a Presidential Voluntary Service Award 2024 in USA for his service, compassionate and impactful leadership. And yeka lawyers they have dedicated their lives so the bois people without even taking money by representing people. Now this young man has also played that voluntary humanitarian role and he deserves this. And Ebem didn't say Ghana better Ghana. I can say young men like this and today you cannot put the NDC together and talk about say why na wabua with the exposing of this government. But you see, there are some group of people in Ghana, they don't even want to admit to say Ablakwa is doing the job of a parliamentarian. That is the core responsibility of a parliamentarian, to be checking the system and making sure say the system does not rip us off. Now, on says I will study because of their background, some people don't even want to accept the good work they are doing for Ghana. And Ablakwa de Kusibuatia Kujina court. Yebusa Kusibuatia nsem, Kusibuatia Bokrono. And so some people are against Ablakwa, all because it's not because say and you say ebia omunim said the Ablakwa ye they know, but it is because idea be dani pebitim say Ablakwa ya nguneni. That's all. Ablakwa ye NDC ni. This snit asama beda way. And you say the people in Ghana don't know say the Ablakwa is the right thing. They know. NPP for they know. Those people who follow the NPP they know. But the idea they say identity na nguneni or parliament na yes sir. So it is not like time JJ Rawlings so almost start to say omudidi MPP NDC young men watem Ablakwa mo so sumo say your babies with sharp teeth. They were using they basically wanted to degrade them. They just wanted to intimidate them. They wanted to use some words to suppress them. And it's a study the intelligence of these young men so when they compare the other side, majority of them are just bulls. And it's a fact. They know. But you see, one good thing about these young men I really like, and they say, they did not allow these bullies to suppress them. They did not allow these fan fools, these idiots, these tribal fools to suppress them. They still stuck to the principles. Say, what about parliament, do your job. And they are doing their job. And now, Sibia Ghana Parliament, Rania, you could see, say, the NDC today are technically the ones running Ghana's parliament. When it comes to intellectual discourse, when it comes to bringing bills that are productive, when it comes to trying to stop unnecessary taxes, when you go to parliament and you hear the contribution from both left and right, you could see the MPP for are daft. And it is not just me saying it. You could see clearly the line. Now, because this man has done a lot and he's being recognized, NPP for Jandam. And the poster better Jandam, don't listen. They are scared. So Sosu is going to LBGQ, their award in America. Ghanaians. Sa MPP for we toilet Jimmy. They don't want anything good. Supporters, they are foolish. And I am not the one to sit here to advise an MPP supporter to vote for John Mahama. Because Obia with Jimmy. This is how they do their politics. Sosu is coming to the US to meet recognized people, recognized individuals, to recognize him for his impactful work in Ghana. And we need to applaud that. The Jandam no enye juma. Muntumin say Obia din biem. We are done with you people, you this termite, political insect, tribal toilet insect. We are not going to allow you people to destroy people's character again. People will be themselves in Ghana, they will work hard, they will make their name. Someone to me, intelligent as these people are, that you people deserve to be in the shit bin. That thing you people did from 2008, Moshada assassinated people's character. Mode manu sinko for who essay or more life. Anybody there, John Mahama no? John Mahama contribution or Yamagana Yano, Moshada tina form etna fietna radio so a good John Mahama Nima say Abrana Monkwasia for Munim said the Namu Kenyina a tro. The nonsense must stop. Mamika will be show maybe something you've not noticed. Doom so. Mamika will be show. Dumso regional affect Dumso affect your during Mahama time na a greater Accra region. Yeah. But maybe I want to see your analysis. No, the NDC government, they were trying everything possible to make sure say Ashanti regional upon the number of load and omu demand, they gave them some substantial amount of power. Greater Accra was affected more than Ashanti region because the NDC government were trying. Say, because Ashanti region here MPP stronghold, they were doing everything possible to at least in the same kind need them 12 hours. Not Ashanti 4 and I say Obi Ashanti region, not them 8 hours. But they don't want to tell you these things. But see, doom so time Ashanti memo no ye de but omono when you compare the effect of Doomso on the Ashanti region and the Greater Accra region, Ashanti region suffered less. I'm telling you, send your Ghana. But because it was an agenda, because the idea was that destroy them, it does not matter. We have gotten where to hit them. The Achilles heel is here. Inti say me, I did a documentary. Me here Ashanti region. I interviewed Cold Store for Sasa for. I interviewed a printing press for. The impact anana dumso ewo won kran na bi ni Kumasi. Even though na Kumasi for dumsom, ebia mon pese mo benya abotra ehwe ye. But what the Asanteman here and say, they projected it to say omo na affect omo mo chen obi a Ghana. So oko eye asafo 2016, 2014, 15, 2015, 16. Now at least the cold stores obi was shut down the cold store. There was no cold store that was shut down. Cold store obi were a guye. They were getting decent their power because na MPP and this government in him say Ashanti regional so mamu enough power kakra it will hurt them during the elections. So they were biased when they were sharing power no na Ashanti region more. But what JMO and as NDC and say they didn't know say the people they were trying to please majority of them did not care. They just wanted the power. When mkofwa dumso affect you as ngramemu. Accra, I want another problem the war. Kumasi did not get that heat. But you see, your manufacturer story to say the whole Ghana, Asante memu kwa na dumso. And the NDC time na mahama manage dumso solve no na srem dumso ni ho. Because they are part of Netco. And there uko srema dumso ho. Busa won sa de ntra. And there uko srema dumso ho. Ask yourself why. Let's get serious here. Let's take out this technical issue. I'll be right back after this short break.
Ghana, a peaceful country and a beacon of democracy in its fourth republic, has had violent free elections and transitioned power peacefully without any unrest or civil strife. This has become effortlessly possible because of the peace-loving leaders Ghanaians have successfully elected to lead them. President Kufuor in 2007 perfectly described the attribute of the type of person to lead Ghanaians at all times.
So anybody who is always full of tension and fighting and that sort of thing, we have to be careful about. Whether when the power is given to this person to lead us, he's the type with the experience and with all due respect, the wisdom to be able to keep the country united, to secure the nation, to gain the respect of the forces, the military, the police, the chiefs. Look out for that, because we know the history. Some people have been given power only to lose it just like that. We don't want that.
Even so, this peaceful and beautiful country was handed to Nana Akufo-Addo on the 7th January 2017 as president to lead for 4 years. Many people had reservations about his violent nature, which may have been well hidden from the public, but not from those who knew him best. Mr. Kofi Kumsen, a close friend of President Nana Addo, bluntly stated,
I can't entrust Ghana into the hands of Nana Akufo-Addo. I can't sleep. It's not safe. It's not safe. And I believe that.
Then there's Maxwell Kofi Juma.
He will be a terrible president.
President Nana Addo's violent nature became immediately apparent as a warlord sponsoring his party hoodlums to attack innocent citizens and public officers alike, as was seen with the beating of ASP Nanka Bruce at the presidency in front of a paralyzed security on the 9th January 2017, just 2 days after Nana Addo had been sworn in as president. President Nana Addo surrounded himself with hoodlums as bodyguards and endorsed vigilante groups such as Invincible Force and Delta Force. Members of these vigilante groups had free rein to attack anyone who was not a member of the president's political party. They went on a rampage, causing mayhem and atrocities on anyone who disagreed with or criticized Nana Addo's government. President Nana Addo's own appointee, the Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator, was heckled, manhandled, and dragged from out of his office like a rat. Not even our courts were spared by.
All right, you saw live on Loud Silence TV. My name is Kevin Taylor. Let's take our business. Now, there's another story. Quickly, we are running through a few of them now. Mr. P, Mr. S. Let me know. Time I'm up Mr. T. Editorial. It's very important. Now, Katie Amond and so Kasa about so many things, which I think say. I will say and it's got to do with a year cement prices in Ghana. Or the LI legislative instrument biba na odeba parliament near G2 say a year omo manufacture cement no e Ghana no and I say omo tons whatever. Sanko phone nyina no I will say aban no any decide a boa omo cement beji. Into Ridia, the Minister for Trade and Industry, Katie Hammond, has taken a swipe at the CEO of the Chamber of Cement Manufacturers, Ghana, Dr. George Dawson Amwa, over a petition to Parliament to reject a proposed legislative instrument to regulate the pricing of cement in the country. Inti, Katie Hammond said, Omo ye cement or Ghana no, Omo penny or dano no, on any problem. Adentina onu Katie Hammond. Or de Edian Embra Eco Parliament say engine tum Senebeya omo ye cement or Ghana no. Ono abino onu Katie Hammond be decide price omo for cement nje. Na mesati se Katie Hammond eka o interview bi mu say eye ono no obetumi de saa embra na ba abra on contact eye omo manufacture cement e Ghana. Into all the right as the minister, he does not even have to meet the stakeholders, the people who are investing in cement in our market, or the right to go to Parliament without even consulting them. Into Adentina also more petition Parliament to say Sam Rana or no de bana ebe affect you mujmano or no catch on why are they petitioning Parliament? Now, as some way, assembly will say. Edion. Asema busa won say sia no in Ghana no de na ekose ema cement prices ekosro. De na ema cement price ekosro. Now, Secretary Amon say ana MPP aban say cement price ekosro too much inti the question here is a DNA cement price no air costro. See the reason why into cement price air costro, then we can find a way to stop the price na air costro. Because when you check the facts, when you go back and you check the facts, so oko a sheet this one from 2009 ABC 2024. 2009 that cement here 8 Ghana cedis, a bag of cement. 2011 na a 9 Ghana cedis. 2012, 11 Ghana cedis. 2013, Mahamatiso, 12 Ghana cedis. 2014, NDC time, 14 Ghana cedis. 2016, NDC time, 16 Ghana cedis. 2017, it went to 18 Ghana cedis. Satam na NPP, KT amount, ba umiamo aba parliament. Aba bemu. 2018, from 18 Ghana cedis to 24 Ghana cedis. In 2019, from 2018 to 24, no, 2019, it went to 36 Ghana cedis. 2020, it shot up to 54 Ghana cedis. 2021, 75 Ghana cedis. 2022, about 85 Ghana cedis. 2023, cement jump called 795 Ghana cedis. Your 2024, and there you toss cement one bag, 105 Ghana cedis. Remember, you got a cement. About 90% of chemicals and anyoma components you de cement no ye no Ghana ye craft abrochiri. So one, if you're a cement manufacturer, every single thing I will turn abrochiri be out on in dollars. Clinker, whatever, dien. Every single material, about 90% of the materials I would cement no. You buy them from abrochiri and abrochiri and for CD and try the abrochiri. Yes, it's $1. It is a cement company. Now say at the end of the day, person koto a clinker every abrochiri bar. Cities 20 million cities are also converting into dollars. That means you are not going to get $20 million. Automatically, waboka. In this all converted city na a week, under this government. Now, at the end of the day, o capital na dahono, you have to still enter it and go bring a clinker. And I go buy clinker to bring to Ghana to make the cement. Now, the question here is, how are you going to get your money back? Because your company still needs to stay afloat. The government of the day, your taxes. Remember, clinker no, uko import na ebedru porter. This same Ekufuado government, KT amount, the Minister of Trade, they are taking high taxes at the port. So one, you have been able to raise money. Sebio area o dia capital mu. Osakota ade no sabedru Ghana port no. The same KT amount in port was say ojo tax kesiye. Now, odi ade ni rema. As a businessman, you need to first take out a yesika wo de koto ade no. Uwia na wasabeti taxes a ye wo free mu. Ansana wabehu the amount ankasa e wose wo de toso. Na wo de den oton enya mfaso because wo so enya mfaso a untimi ntia workers. In fact, nyoma na o de esaba krampo biom de abaye cement no untimi nkofa biom pamba. So technically, one hwe ya wodwuma no begu, you will be homeless, you will die early, and the politician will still be there taking as gratia. So now, KTM on the say NPP are buying no EDBB friend price control eba. Omo na omo be kire omo manufacture cement and send your omo fa boninji. And the question here is, from 2009, EBC 2016, why is it say the price of cement wasn't shooting up astronomically? Why wasn't it increasing at the pace we are seeing today? It was because from 2009 EBC 2012, people were managing the economy in such a way that the dollar wasn't consuming the economy. In this bias that let's pick it from 2009, keke. Now 2009, BBC 2015. Why didn't we see this hike in the price of cement by cement sellers and our manufacturers? Why are we seeing this kind of hike today? It is because the economy that is supposed to be resilient and resolute, the economy that is supposed to suppress the dollar, the vice president who is the head of the economic management team, the country that is supposed to, at the end of the day, make sure that we are able to export more so that our foreign reserves are buffed to the point whereby we will have enough dollars to sustain our city. The government of the day has failed to sustain the city. Right now, the reason why Bibia Bo Air Question say, Adebia Okwakoton Abrochiri, especially manufacturers are raw materials in free Ghana. They are living on a very thin line. Because a company now Ghana, now manufacture Bibina say in free Ghana. Now say you have to go outside and import. It means you have to convert cedis into dollars. That means you have to spend 3 or 4 times the amount you used to spend 5-10 years ago to go buy the same quantity or amount of product. Into now talk clinker, the one container. Now we're spending in 2012, 13, 14, 15. Now we're spending $10 million. Now the same clinker, a manufacturer, the 50 bags of cement. You need to buy it $50 million. The government is telling you, say, still all the bar or your tax, but to me for a bond to so. KTM will bought them. Now, if they want to control prices, then there should be a general control of prices, not only cement manufacturers. Because cement manufacturers, say, there are other products on the market that are not manufactured in Ghana, or most of the components they manufacture those products are not in Ghana. They are all imported. Why are those people not getting what we call price control? Because you cannot select a particular industry and say, I have targeted you people there in my head, you are making money, so I'm going to suppress you. Then if you're talking about price control, then it should cut across, because Frito, you import angwa ediba Ghana. You import wheat eba Ghana. You import flour. You import chicken. All these people are doing business like almost cement. So why is KTM looking at cement? Because in the first place, I want to ask, cement is an essential commodity to the market woman. Cement is not an essential commodity to Obana or Ton Atagino. How many people in Ghana can build? But how many people in Ghana eat chicken in a day? How many people in Ghana use cooking oil in a day? How many people in Ghana use sugar in a day? Inti omukron pan ka say yenya price control no ye emana omoton tomatoes no. Omoton nya adoa no. Why are we looking at cement manufacturers? Because how many people in Ghana today go out there and say Ochina metal cement, Ochina metal cement, Thursday metal cement, Friday metal cement? If somebody wants to buy cement, it's for a specific reason, and he can buy 10 bags of cement that at the end of the day, so it's going to take him another 7-8 months to buy cement. Why do you target cement? Abra, there are other commodities in the market that are fast and I say easy to sell. Argentina who decides to target a specific industry, it is because they want to kill them. It is because the government does not have brains to raise revenue. The Omoya say they are trying to raise revenue, but in the process of raising revenue, because they are not intelligent, because they are not smart, because they don't know how to manage, indirectly they are killing businesses. Now, these are the same businesses that are supposed to create opportunities for the people. These are the same businesses that you have to make revenue out of. These are the same businesses that at the end of the day have to expand your market for your citizenry to get jobs. Now, you are killing the business. How do you expect even the citizens to get job to do? The target is that they want to shut down some people they see say they are doing business in Ghana. They don't like them. Their target is to destroy Ibrahim Mahama. There are a few companies they just want to destroy because they don't want them to operate in this space. The KTM on air Kenya about cement. We should at the end of the day, cement, or Baba man price, I buy the cement price, because send there, all the cement manufacturers in Ghana decide not to manufacture cement. How is the economy going to run? Are you going to import cement? Now today, when you bring this law and the Cement Manufacturers Association, they come together and say that, guys, do you have a little bit buffer? Okay, yeah, we all have. Can you all stay away from manufacturing for 6 months? We are going to talk to our bankers and see if they can also cut us a little bit of space. We are not going to manufacture. Who is it going to hurt? Then you sit and say, those people who are putting their monies into this investment, employing your own citizens, you don't have to contact them or sit with them before you make such a decision. You are a foolish man. Meka na ayefuntra na kakwasi ate se wo tumi ko meka. Meka ye niama meka se bia meka no ko na ayefu. Na nka ketia mo jimijimi te se wo tumi ko meka. Unim nyansa. And these are the things we say. And I'm imagine say ye nima ye mbu mpenifo we jimi o papa ni company nti onti ase. O papa oni company nti you don't understand what I'm talking about. O papa mi adwuma da Into the Americano, won't tiasie, and it's not Katie Moradia, so, Omunye, me say, a debe can papa, on se can war for Swamino, and there, Wabetrifi. On se a can war for Kukumpino, on se and there, Omame, Afemu. A debe can, you understand the Americano. This man is foolish. I'm being honest with you. The NPP government, they are done. Nyansano Asa, they don't have any intelligent man again or woman to make decisions. Instead of them to lower themselves, bring themselves down and listen for people to have conversation with them, no, they are still fooling. Oh my Jimmy. Now, look at this. And your court. Mr. P, are we still good? All right, guys, be guiding me, please. And you see, ambulance case. Mommy, I'm simple. Okay, 937. Ambulance case in idea. You say causing financial loss to the states. At the end of the day, I could ato forcing Jakpa any attorney general mujina court nyina say you say ato forcing Jakpa mo omo Ghana aboka sika ahwere company na omo the ambulance the brain say yemfa ambulance mo no mo fa sika maye you say yempe adikudie say NPP for say chinchina amu be jeli eye Jakpa any ato forcing ne say omo say ato forcing any Jakpa any omo amaka ho no omo akwahye kokoamu ena omo di Ghana abro yesika ashe. Into the main reason why we are in court is to establish say ato forcing anasa Jakpa mo omo eden omo magana boka. That is why we are in court. Forget about the grammar. The reason why attorney general Eddie ato forcing any Jakpa ko gina court say omo person mo establish adikudie ntia enam omodien omudwumadi omudi so no Ghana boka sisi ano eka na eboy no nipa na sika ne kodi ni ho no company ni say yemegi sika enso ekufu ado aban say ompe say omujeli ato forcing ene Jakpa. It's fine. Now your court, let's make this simple. In your court anka, what is supposed to be our focus? Our focus is supposed to be on why we are in court. That is all. Your focus in court today, every day we are spending money on this attorney general and his group of lawyers, and they say, yes, say a ambulance bia ato forcing Jakpa mo sign document bia omodre amagana loses. Now listen to what happened in court. And then the chair say at time the judiciary in Ghana and the Kufuado at time. It is despicable. It is not funny anymore. And into a whole attorney general to me, Gina, Obi and Mikacha say infant for the Jimmy, a whole attorney general, or to me, a bold, a catch Jakpa say the infantis are foolish people. They are cheap. And nobody has a problem with it. Because NPP for Tribunal, infant for Jimmy. Now, the attorney general stood in front of me while I was sitting in Justice Kulendi's house on the night of March 25th, 2024 to March 26th, 2024, and told me he was under pressure from the President and Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to have ato forcing jailed. This is a statement Jakpa kan court to say. Eye Attorney General menene kushia wo eye Yoni Kulendi fie ebo date ebo time. And I say Yoni Kulendi na hobby I want to say Supreme Court judge na Attorney General catch them say adikudie ntia opese ojeli eye ato force ne say eye Ekufuado ne Ofori-Atta say onye eno no ma hye ne say onye. Now something funny happened in court today. Now they see what court and the funny thing in say on say Attorney General way since they say Jakpa and then the conversation eba ye no on to me emba court NJ Bible and swear say me ba be ka kire Ghana fo nyina say Jakpa asem o kana e ntro on say nan sen o de na patch ne ko gina UK ekeka nkwase asem abra asem go court o a simple thing na Ghana fo busa ko gina da kem ne swear ne ka kire Ghana for say the Jakpa ka say what say infantifo ejimi omo ye cheap no till date Attorney General ntumi gina TV so en kan kire Ghana for say he never said it. The deputy muma na only conversation nim. The deputy a na onni ho. The deputy a onu sebio oka enimu no. Onu mom ne gina mantwea ekas Attorney General nka. Abra sa apachi we betume gina court akase me kan ya na ase manka. Inti Attorney General apachi no okogina UK okeka nkwasi asem obeduru Ghana omji eye Bible na Quran na onso ese de Jakpa eka se enye Ekufuado enye ayedien enye Oforiata enye MPP for na ehye the 2% onjeli atofos na why is he not bold enough adentina on to me engina court enka say under oath I am denying what de Jakpa eka. Now and the umko court they see and say strategically because Osro Jakpa because onim say oye criminal. You see, Attorney General Godfrey Dame is a thief, he's a criminal. Eh? In any serious country, also go jail, long time. Godfrey Dame, in any serious country, also Anka right now he's standing trial. He has committed one of the greatest sins when it comes to legal issues. He has committed a crime. Godfrey Dame should not have any moral right to even carry himself as a lawyer. Enisenka Ghana for anke yehu Godfrey Dame a osanke tunto siogunu so. He is despicable. He is basically he's a disappointment when it comes to legal matters in Ghana. This is the Attorney General of Ghana. Now what happened in court today they say almost started say omoyeden air cross examine Jakpano. The deputy attorney general when it came to the messages and the crimes of the attorney general the deputy attorney general mom nebubusa questions no. Now na say eba the document paperwork na Godfrey Dame sorry. No mama bebusa question no. Na judge to her ehwe concept way. It is so interesting, right? So in court today no Attorney General Godfrey Dame wadane part-time wadane part-time lawyer. Now when it comes to the real issues that he is supposed to testify, no, he the accused, wants to do what? Wants to cross-examine an accused. Godfrey Dame technically as we speak is an accused. On a crime sooner an accused person in a high-profile criminal case will be cross-examining an accused person. Where on earth should this happen? Say Godfrey Dame say or a legitimate attorney general. Sebio on breaking law no, on suppressing law no, on twisting embrano enfan kofonko jail. Abra onim se odi bonia. Why is it so difficult for Godfrey Dame to enter the box and say Jakpa, who is a witness, said say. I never met him. I was never at where he was saying we were. I never said say fantifoy and kwasiafo me cheap. I never said say Ekufuado and Asebio or kase mena minya sana minjeli atoforsen. What is so difficult about it? Because it's about the integrity of the institution you lead. You yourself, your integrity as a lawyer, and also the integrity of the man who appointed you. Unless your appointee is a foolish criminal who is not shocked or worried about the tainting in credibility. Unless the person who appointed you is a fool. Unless he is also a criminal like you who thinks like you. Because some appointee, say koye juma mame, na se ugu me nima asia, some respect me credibility, I'll be worried. And intina over multi-million dollar companies and in kro akasia nipa edi anim omo eyi obi se onko di dwuma na nipa ne koye bibia omo tu nipa no se onko edwuma no omo momu no e affect omo, so they take action. Why do you think the president has failed to speak on Attorney General's conduct? Because the president is a thief, is a criminal. Attorney General Godfrey Dame learned this trade from Ekufuado's law firm, the law firm where on one said this certificate to be a papa law firm. No. So you could see it's a criminal cartel. But something interesting happened today in court. What happened? I'm going to court no. Assemina ye ambulance assemina nkasa no ye jato. Me catch am say from day one. Attorney General Godfrey Dame, from the day Ajakpa exposing the criminality and then half size shoes not in the he decided to go on this hunt to destroy the credibility and character of the accused person. Right now, the Ghana government, the Attorney General, the strategy nyina say, yanko discredit Jakpa, yanko ma Ghana for say Jakpa ye kromfo. Because they want to work on the brains of Ghanaians. Into mu ria, no ma be catch Ghana for say because ya dwene say oye kromfonti and with the money. The same thing the year Yesu omkojina Pontius Pilate enim no. They force the man to believe say Yesu kromfo. In the time ohene ne busa say papa we dey na why no say oh onte ye. O say one na ye e dey Jewfo ne hene. O say one na oye sei. O say one na ye sei. Even though na papa na oye ohene ni mu said omo kan anim no, he went further to say na ade na monji nipa we moma de bia mo se mo pe no Barnabas so said the no omo say ye mpe no, but from the ya ka kire no you need to base on it and judge this guy. So what they are doing is they are assassinating this guy in front of the judge. They are making this guy look like say oh, you're criminal. Intend they copy court no. The conversation is about oh Jakpa time mana or military muno. Sorry, I'm looking for. And the copy court no. The copy on say Attorney General was concentrating more on Jakpa Tamana or military mu. Nana Attorney General argument in Yana say Jakpa wa military mu no. Omuchro letter B sa letter no 17 years ago. Nipa na orta letter na so ocho letter no wu. Sa krata na Attorney General akofa ba court. And at the BMK say a judge not one a problem. And Attorney General no. The judge sitting up there, she is my problem. Attorney General, a jai ambulance as I'm not to at all. We jai a blue sea for now, almost say ombetu sikana back na at all. We jai a set na or no ebedi insie say or na a director at force no at all. The Attorney General's concentration is that Jakpa ko military mu eme pamono inti anhwe eno so ne ebuano for kwasiafo we ne no Ghana. That is the argument of the Attorney General right now. Inti ende omko tena court na in kwasiaso onko de nyina say omko ka kire judge ne say Jakpa time na oye military officer no. Ya throw letter say ye nyina di. Letter na ye throw da baya 17 years ago. Nipa no throw letter no wo hia yesi wo wu. Inti ye nyina ye nhwe eno so ne yanka say Jakpa abo Ghana krono. How did we get here? Are we mad? Yeah, Jimmy. This is the situation where an Attorney General enters court. And then the funny thing, I am not surprised that the Attorney General Godfrey Dame is running away from the audio recording and WhatsApp messages, but rather focusing on the fraudulent letter written 17 years ago when I was in the military. Into 4 to 5 hours of court and then their main concentration was that Omakohun letter be a 17 years ago. That is what they did in court today. And then Jamaica from the one said, Godfrey Dame has no case. But my problem is not Godfrey Dame. My problem is the judge. You see, my problem is not Godfrey Dame. My biggest problem is the judge listening to this trash from Godfrey Dame. Because we are in court because of an ambulance. Jakpa, so-called acti, porn movie, so-called military, so-called cadet, sena ochi Abionka or Russia. I don't care. I care about this matter. Mosi Jakpa, any atoforsen abogana chrono, mame evidence beyond reasonable doubt that we should jail them. You have left that matter and you are asking Jakpa say, onje letter be no kind as letter nature say, or no Jakpa no, or call military no, ye yinedi, mo Jimmy. And a judge sits and say, let me admit this. So after reading the 17-year-old letter, the judge says, "Oh, we have admitted the letter into evidence." What purpose that letter serve? I keep telling you, said the judiciary, there's a problem, and they may expose you. Judge, was so quick to take a letter, a 17-year-old letter. The person who wrote the letter is dead. He cannot even come and say, I wrote it. Whether this letter was forged or not. The judge said, oh, you admit it as evidence. They brought an audio with Godfrey Dame's voice in it. With Godfrey Dame telling an accused to go and lie to her. Godfrey Dame forcing an accused to do things that are not right. The woman said, she had listened to it 10 times. Abra Godfrey Dame, she could not pose the question to Godfrey Dame, say, was it you on the tape or not? She could not do it. It took her another week to say, okay, I've admitted the audio. The audio that you have admitted, the person who was in the audio is standing right before you. Why don't you question the person whether it is him or not? This is my problem with this judiciary. She is quick to admit a letter that was written 70 years ago. Nippon or Troy, and she says, I've admitted it. Anytime I catch him say, this Godfrey Dame case, Ato Forsen, they have planned to jail Ato Forsen. It is there's anytime Godfrey Dame catch him for the first time, because when you say for ya nyashi, ya bet na ho na ya sada tnase asa kotum kwasiaba ma MPP. And today I saw some fancy chiefs go to the. It is not enough. Me unsan fanti for him fubi aba court war. It is not enough. The people, the majority of the people who voted for Ato Forsen, they need to all bus them and bring them to the court. They all need to get on a bus and come to the court. Che, they see o Kenya no omunya muawo. Aye nipa bi na yes on be suppress omo. And omo react here. On say sa nipa no mo yes on be suppress omo, ebu omo, age taxes no, omo so omunya kwele in. That is the power of the people. Obaso Chem say all the people who voted in Ato Forsen's constituency today, may 100,000 Ghana say me ba so omunya de omo ban crying. They should come and support Ato Forsen. Do you know what will happen there? Send me $10,000. Say, Sanko from what Ato Forsen constituency. I am donating money. They should all be buzzed to Accra. They should all come and witness what is happening. They should go to the ages. Do you know what will happen? There will be chaos. Do you know? So you don't take the power of the people lightly. In Kwasiadia Koso Quarter, it is too much. Inti ambulance na abesi Ghana almost 8 years. Air Prodo. Godfrey Dame does not have any questions about it. Godfrey Dame could not establish a case that say this man Jakpa any Ato Forsen Oma Bogana Chrono na Jakpa military or core no let her be a 17 years no and none of Madam Judge and say I want it, take it. Godfrey Dame, the accused standing in front of you. How can a witness be cross-examining a witness? How can an accused be cross-examining an accused? Where did this happen? It is only Ghana because the judiciary is tainted. Because we have men and women who don't care about this country again. The idea is let's destroy this nation. You people, if anything happens, you go down before us because your biggest problem as a nation is majority of our youth, they are foolish. Jimmy. Majority of the youth in Ghana, Jimmy. Nankomun Jimmy ya, Ankasanko as a semi course of Ghana Keswicha. Me say, all this is happening in Ghana because the majority of the youth now, also in Kofowe are playing with their lives. They don't even understand. Ye Jimmy, anything in Kofowe, Jimmy more. That is why we are here today. Now, wana oto abanama nipano. Without you, besides, are we good? Yeah. So let's get these things right. Ato Forsen case, a persecution. The Attorney General has nothing. Attorney General Godfrey Dame has no evidence, nothing. But for no reason. We are the people, we yield the power, we need to exert that power. Now, Mamimbo Winchro, now fi Winchro BB. Are you back?
Ghana, a peaceful country and a beacon of democracy in its fourth republic, has had violent free elections and transition power peacefully without any unrest or civil strife. This has become effortlessly possible because of the peace-loving leaders Ghanaians have successfully elected to lead them. President Kufuor in 2007 perfectly described the attribute of the type of person to lead Ghanaians at all times.
So anybody who is always full of tension and fighting and that sort of thing, we have to be careful about. Whether when the power is given to this person to lead us, he's the type with the experience and with all due respect, the wisdom to be able to keep the country united, to secure the nation, to gain the respect of the forces, the military, the police, the chiefs. Look out for that, because we know the history. Some people have been given power only to lose it just like that. We don't want that.
Even so, this peaceful and beautiful country was handed to Nana Akufo-Addo on the 7th January 2017 as president to lead for 4 years. Many people had reservations about his violent nature, which may have been well hidden from the public, but not from those who knew him best. Mr. Kofi Kumsen, a close friend of President Nana Addo, bluntly stated,
I can't entrust Ghana into the hands of Nana Akufo-Addo. I can't sleep. It's not safe. It's not safe. And I believe that.
Then there's Maxwell Kofi-Juma.
All right, so there's this, Mr. P. Mr. S, let me kill this free SHS quick, and then I can go straight into the editorial. So I can do this in 10 minutes. Besides, Mr. P, I can do this in 10 minutes. Yeah. So now there's this conversation about a year MPP4 lying to Ghanaians about a year free SHS say NDC4. John Mahama say NDC ba power ometra free SHS is a lie. Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman will be a fire or say she's still waiting for one person in Ghana to come with evidence, audio, video, whatever, print. John Mahama ejina bibia o Ghana ka say a free SHS no NDC ba power omubetwem. As simple. Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman say she is waiting for NPP Nibia or video evidence, or audio evidence, print, whatever. Na John Mahama ejina platform biya so ebie na no eka say NDC ba power omu betwa free SHS mu maka kire Ghana for NPP for omu ni message omu ni plans biya mamo NPP for omu ya trofo. Now she has made this statement and we are still waiting. We are waiting for the NPP. Say abobi no mafa ne say running mate to say nipa say because ya teda ya see ya dia ponche kra ya de NPP kale sha ponche kra na ya running mate nipa beto ama no nti say ya ponche no mafa ne say running mate to say nipa na ya flag bearer. We are still waiting for that animal in NPP colors to come out with evidence say John Mahama jina ha eka say free SHS no oba obetwem. We are still waiting because ye pese Ghana for who say obi twatra mo me ntwi nipa ne mra bontene ne embema Ghana for who say nipa ne twatro say nipa ne ka bibia nti John Mahama ka ye pese NDC for MPP for ne ba bontene with facts to tell us say free SHS no ampa John Mahama jina ha John Mahama kan wa ha ada say no kan because atro no ene de abeduru and the ejimi for a person be running mate ejimi for person be president atro into the end the MPP mu enyansafo wom and so ejimi for na yeso so omo be running mate and the president because the people who are willing to tell the truth no MPP for them pe de bia omo pe nwan na ye de flag na atwera omo ho no omo na omo pe. So Nana Opoku-Agyeman has put it out there. They see our credibility chain or no onfa audio or video embra meka nkyere Ghana for say John Mahama ejina simpieni ejina atakwa ejina aboase ejina ayeldu mikrom ejina denu ehona maami free denu ejina eye den aboabo ejina santase ka se John Mahama bie na no ka se obetwa free SHS ma ye pe one audio na ye nyina ka se oh but until sa audio ni beba until say obi begina platform so aka say John Mahama kan wa ha evidence ni no makwase bia mbie na no say NDC for say omubetwa free SHS because I will share free SHS the year a NDC4 from a Nkrumah time free SHS yediko constitution mu ebedru inde no a NDC4 and ashemukina. Now there's a jandam we need to kill, and it's got to do with a year NPP4 a person create some impression say free SHS is good obia ni je and the awofo nyina support it inti obi obeka safa free SHS ubia empe Ghana ye. They are creating that notion, but you know nipa omote Ghana na omo no omo ye de eto omo mutua to no omo bre NDC for can over and over said the free SHS no e Ghana constitution mu enita John Mahama ne NDC for Professor Nano Pokwa Jama omo start see e blocks no enita omo start BA more universities no omo call basic HC schools no. Now the NDC for can say yen santina sene yen hwe free SHS ni biem na yen tutu nyoma sene e be ya yemma enkotena school bia nsuo nim enko school omunya baby nda enko school 1 month embetena fie 3 months eduane sem ehonya enko atwe John Mahama ne NDC for say mama yen tena sene yen sanhwe na yen sakram ne yen yie NPP for omunte review any council ase eno na sa nchichide meyi ese John Mahama say obetwa free SHS ende awofo no ankasa eka say e wo se free SHS no ye ni yie nyoma nko yie sika essay eye teacher for complaini obia ebre the simplest thing I was saying say ose nyina ye tenase na ye busa ye ho say ehi na atochema na yenye ni yie no because obi be see schools obi aba na say enko yie a ye tenase MPP4 inyan se omuntiase mama yenko tie de awofo no eka miwia na ya ba eye free SHS a eye NPP4 eka se NDC4 parliament omumpese omubepene so emeye de imra atareto
ye num de na ye wo ye ko first end de o ina na ye na se pa de ante.
The free SHS was good when it started at first, but it's burdensome now. I spent over 8,000 Ghana cedis to take my ward to school.
Well, furthermore, the budget credibility rate has shown fluctuations over the years. In the 2017-2018 academic year, expenditure exceeded the allocation by 20%. However, in the subsequent years, there's been a downward trend. 76% in 2019-2020, 58% in 2020-2021, and 51% in 2021-2022. These figures indicate a potential strain on the financial sustainability of the free SHS program. Amidst all of this, the policy is set to become another avenue for heavy political debate as government prepares to submit a bill to Parliament aimed at legalizing the policy. Already, accusations are being traded between the two major political parties. As to what becomes of this, time best will tell.
The Minister of Education will present the free SHS bill to Parliament. This free SHS bill, if we consider as a house, what that means is that it becomes mandatory for government to implement this. Unless it is repealed, no government would have the right to say, I am not going to enforce free SHS.
You see, MPP4 biggest problem, Nenso Omuyesa Akwawi majority leader. Let me be very honest with you people. Afinyoma King had the biggest burden on MPP. His foolish, fake legal background in Ekutano, no. That legal exuberance, no. That idea be one team na adwene and say, so no argument no winia. At the end of the day, no, also be arguing so and that is why the NPP is struggling. On say recently, Afinyoma King Bekachire say, free SHS no ye say yede mra etareto. Sene be ya mra no aban bia ba aban ntumi ntwam. And osada no Bekachire Ghana for say NDC for so free SHS. Into among per se, mrabe territory. The same person. This is a man, you people in Ghana calling him honorable. Me, I can never use that word. Because there's nothing honorable about this guy. Or say he's a criminal. How he called somebody to threaten the person because on a girlfriend Ninu Abema Eden Debe Kote to Tunkoran Koredum on Wakofa tax Edia Conquara. So Afenyomakin is a bastard. I will not sit here and call that thing honorable person. There's nothing honorable about him. Obia, he became a known lawyer by defending Yahoo boys. Afenyomakin has no credibility. But to the issue itself, NPP4 somebody be to Ghana for Timu say, de a bill be by parliament. Na sa bill no, and then ebema emra abetare F the S free SHS no into NDC form per se bebaso. And I'm setting it on record again. Ghana ni bia ni obetumanya one audio ana BB free John Mahama Professor na ho say NDC etia say mema yemfa emra entare den free SHS nichi. In fact, nipa oka yese mema yemfa emra entare free SHS nichi na Baumia. Baumia said it on countless occasions on TV, and I know after forcing them they have played the audio for you to hear. Baumia can several times say enisa yede mra bia entare free SHS nichi a commitment nkwani here. Into Eden and the MPP4 through a foolish man like Afenyomakin. Etumikache Ghana for say, Omo de Emrabi ba abetare free SHS na NDC4 and support it into Omo time free SHS. A chair politician a we Jimmy. A chair politician a ne hallmark atroa sebio or dream senipana odi omosuno Jimmy. He is just going to use lies. Now, Yatikroma Madebia Yaka from the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, my copy, and I think I can pull it out. So I will check the Constitution of the Republic, and there's a reason why me person me read it this particular this particular law, because me be Bob Baumia Baumia voice, but I was saying the reason why intia Baumia voice, mebo, and why the Baumia onim the oye, Mr. S. Mr. P. Pull the Constitution specifically where it talks on education. I want to point out some specific words. Now, me point out words. Okay, I got it. I have it. Now, let's read this. We are nama Baumia tape natural. Nama muehu Baumia kasa krampo confirm say the NDC as a political party, they are rather going by the Constitution. Baumia knows but onimsa do no mu DMPP ne Jimmy. Onimsa majority of conform DMPP no Jimmy. Into every time they are abontini they sell the lies to them and they fool the people. Yeah. Now let's read this document. This document is from the Constitution of Ghana. And what does it say when it comes to education? Straightforward. Now, baby a hiame pa no. So we read it 25 I not. This is what it says. All persons shall have the right to equal education opportunities and facilities, and with a view of achieving the full realization of that right. B, on A, basic education shall be free, compulsory, and available to all. B, secondary education in its different forms, including technical and vocational education, shall be made generally available and accessible to all by every appropriate means, and in particular by the progressive introduction of free education. By the progressive introduction of the free education. And this is what the Constitution says. So the Constitution can say free SHS no, I was a but I was say progressively. And you make Ghana mrakesi na na nanom hyehyɛ to wo because nom pese akorebia ko school but enye se akorebia ko school keke or say akorebia ko school me hu se school no fa so abaso. So you need quality with it, and it has to be progressive before you can get quality. So one hyehyɛ ne ye a engina na so enti Constitution ka say education there and obi have the right to go to school in Ghana. Nanso because yesika sem any ahoden wo community e o say ye ni kakra se ne be ya endum pempensuo bi no na akwara bi ko school a onka se insonkron so owie no efise onya classroom and onya dormitory and that akwara bi ko school ka se insio ni school e so 95 kilometers e ko sansio e o say akwara bi ko school a otuminya balanced diet di eduane padi inti constitution ka say it should be done progressively. Now tiade, let me show you something first. Muntie Mahamudu Bawumia, he was making a statement about free SHSR and he said the Emrabia etarhum. And the MPP before the parliament because of politics, because omnibus and the MPP chinomwe they are doing politics with your mind. Because on him say you are come media near a bimwe jimino on me support atrono de mabedru how atrono ema motor cement 105 no atro enema ebomutuo no atro enema wodwuma egu no atro enembe ende Ghana imebunu nya adwuma nye atro enema abobesia over 1 trillion de ame abedu anyina ya atro enti se ubeti atro na ahokyere babeda wo so no unim kura nka hompe me say de ame abedu anda ende Ghana for mo ho kyerem no it is all atro, it is all lies. Hwade tie Bawumia, and I have 2 videos I want to play. Now first one no eye asema Bawumia ekafa eye emra and he say yes tariff free SHS on it defeats every single thing the NPP is saying in parliament today. Because Bawumia no krampo and the obeso president no odinka ka kire Ghana for say ye hiamra bia e o say ye nyanka say ye adwene say ye be free SHS ni ye. This is Mahamudu Bawumia.
Senior high school education that was in place before. We are covering everybody and we are making the budgetary provision for it. Free senior high school education doesn't have to be backed by law to be funded. It just has to be backed by commitment. It doesn't have to be backed by law to be high school education doesn't for it. Free senior high school education doesn't have to be backed by law to be funded. It just has to be backed by commitment. After all, there was law when we were not paying Get Fund. Wasn't there a law to make sure we paid Get Fund and we left it in arrears, or National Health Insurance Fund? But what is required is a commitment and a political will to make sure that the budgetary resources are made available to support it. And this is where Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's passion is for it. Free senior high school education doesn't have to be backed by law to be funded. It just has to be backed by commitment. After all, there was law when we were not for it. Free senior high school education doesn't have to be backed by law to be funded. It just has to be backed by commitment. After all, so there was law.
Where Bawumia kata na waka say free SHS in there. Eni say dem rabia ko parliament. Ni akoshe mra say mra we chinchina o say free SHS. Because they wanted to force you to believe, say, I didn't know, and they didn't want a law because now from the beginning, they were basically stealing from you in the name of free SHS. And this hard time, so what they ran a bar. Now they'll be forced to stay in line and tell us where they are getting their money from. Where is the money coming from to sustain the free SHS? Also, me bought TV3 for video chair, na omoye some screen so no graph read that so no the amount of money I pumping of free SHM from the beginning and the SOT. That is why Anajo Mahama Mokachom say you are in a rush because you cannot sustain it. You need to make sure you do it progressively. And also we are in kakra say usisa sika nyina koguma ebedum rebi unya sika mfanye. Anytime we bought TV3 for video ni chiro no now brand and catch us say sika omni free SHM from 2017 sika ne so sesia no sika nketinketi na omudi shem. Now the more you put small money the more the quality drops. And it time na Akufo-Addo power na okaso obe free SHS no akwesi broni busa say where are you going to get the funding? Because it's not just the funding, it's the consistent funding. It is the consistency in the funding, because when there is shortage in the funding the quality will drop. Into broni busa Akufo-Addo say where are you going to get the money? If you tell me you get money this year, it does not guarantee that next year you get money. You are going to be in power for 8 years. You are saying that this is supposed to be there forever and ever. How are you going to sustain it? You are living in a country where your GDP, how you are struggling to even meet your revenue. So how are you going to consistently fund the free SHS? And the question. Answer the man.
People, it seems to me, from reading a lot of stuff in the Ghanaian press, want to know is where exactly is the money going to come from next time around if you're in power for some of the very extravagant promises you've made. You, for example, have offered free secondary schooling for all Ghanaians. A promise you say you absolutely will deliver in 4 years in power. So have you costed it? How much will it cost?
The costing is being done. I mean, very, very soon we will be in a position.
You can't make a promise like that.
No. Very soon we're going to be putting it. I would prefer.
You don't know how much.
I do know, but I prefer to tell the Ghanaian people directly before I tell you.
Many of them can't talk. You can tell me, and
doesn't matter.
Know.
I would prefer to make that statement to the people of Ghana directly first, as to the cost and any.
So you do know the cost.
Oh, we do, and we have a very good idea how also we're going to finance it.
Have offered free secondary schooling for all Ghanaians. A promise you say you absolutely will deliver in 4 years in power. So have you costed it? How much will it cost?
The costing is being done. I mean, very, very soon we will be in a position.
You can't make a promise like that.
No. Very soon we're going to be putting it. I would prefer.
You don't know how much.
I do know, but I prefer to tell the Ghanaian people directly before I tell you.
Many of them can't talk. You can tell me, and
doesn't matter.
Know.
I would prefer to make that statement to the people of Ghana directly first, as to the cost and any.
So you do know the cost.
Oh, we do, and we have a very good idea how also we're going to finance it.
Well, you don't have to. You're obviously not going to give me the figures, but just tell me how you're going to pay for it. Because it's clearly going to be a very great cost. You've got to train the teachers. You've got to build new schools.
All of that has been adequately costed, and we believe that first of all, the new revenues will help. More efficient management of what we have now, growth in the Ghanaian economy. These are the three sources which are going to enable us to fulfill that goal. The new revenues will help. More efficient management of what we have now, growth in the Ghanaian economy. These are the three sources which are going to enable us to fulfill that promise. And it's a promise that has been solemnly made.
I feel Bruni Busan said, free SHS, Luminous Kahin, why? Was my economy not say? A krona say, Munisika, Mun generatisika, so the costing, and the Bruni say, Shouldn't be able to so a bear main country or say, me catch the Ghana for no. And also, so what BBC so. Catch the as a Ghana for also, me drew Ghana for no with Jimmy no. The foolish masters no. A Jimmy for now, almost the tribal to abano. And Quasia for no more power punch to a man no. Me drew a me catch or Matiasie. Bruni say catch because you honor beji loan. Or say the costing, I will tell you. You see, now, Bruni born pushing, he ended up by saying, the new revenues. Where are the new revenues? Not all catch Bruni, so I'm about more taxes. Yentie, akwa we Jimmy, old to me to mine. You catch them say, we know onam keke. You get it? And a Bruni pushing, or say, the new revenues. What are the new revenues? Say, politician catch us say new revenues are, or Chelsea or be creating new taxes. That is the only way you make revenue. You can only make revenue as a government when you create taxes, when you are taking money from the people. In the time now about power, no, now you busan say a burden was sustaining free SHS, or say or be jamo tour, and they be sustaining free SHS, no, or be creating new taxes. And all these new taxes are creating because the idea is not only any idea, only be creating money to sustain the country. And also Africa say more efficient way to sustain the economy. Now, a by way and you say you can't leakages, waste, fiscal indiscipline. I went to me and manage BBR. I'm beto Esla. I'm beto Sika Jo Muhammad Ja to what fund no omedinina. Osaka Chebroni say growth in the economy. Ghana's economy growing. The dollar is at 16. Interest rate is over 20. We are talking about your economy that cannot employ. The economy is not growing. So when you check these three things he said, Nina negative. That is why the free SHS is collapsing. Nanka oyen progressively kakra. Anka this problem we are in about free SHS no anke ni ha. All the things he told the Brunino, all the three things he said, these were three things are a burden on the taxpayer. The first one is to create more revenues. Who is going to pay? It is the taxpayer. Because how much revenue do we make from importing or from exporting? We don't export. And the cocoa, that means the burden will be back on the parent. And internet will be spending 10,000 not in the back of free SHS every term. Why? Because Abino is failing the people. Now, the reason why I'm saying is that Mahmoud Bawumia is diabolic and a liar. Bawumia knows the constitution in here say progressively free SHS no, and then also this so. But you see, because Ohun is a Ghana for the be Jimmy no, so because you say Bawumia onim de oya, I na me catch me shamu say hey, Bawumia e bodamanitie. Now tie Bawumia and what he said about free SHS. All kasa no okache Ghana for say tie no or say. Free SHS no momo de ba no, and yet to say NDC for progressively free SHS. Mickey Mouse de no. What it? That means Bawumia acknowledges, he knows to say free SHS in the constitution, it should be done progressively. But because you do do Jimmy, sebio sankwasia for some kwasia PhD bibe we just absorb it. He said it in public, said the free SHS biba now mom and to say NDC for Mickey Mouse progressively free SHS. That means he recognizes say the constitution, you are not supposed to go against the constitution. If you go by the constitution, the education that you are trying to put together now, it will be effective. It's no minimum no krano, but they deliberately decided not to do it because some way Jimmy here Bawumia out. This is Mahmoud Bawumia.
Free senior high school education is the real deal, not really some Mickey Mouse progressive senior high school education that was in place before. We are covering everybody and we are making the budgetary provision for it. Free senior high school education doesn't have to be backed by law to be funded. It is some Mickey Mouse progressive senior high school education. Senior high school education is the real deal, not really some Mickey Mouse progressive senior high school education that was in place before. We are covering everybody and we are making the budgetary provision for it. Free senior high school education doesn't have to be backed by law to be funded. It just has to be backed by commitment. After all, there was law when we were not paying Get Fund. Wasn't there a law to make sure we paid Get Fund and we left it in arrears? Or
this was in 2017. Into him. Oh, Papa, now Jimmy, or what we say? On Tiasie. Why so dying? Oh, Papa, now Jimmy. Moheno. Or to one way, I can't say free SHF progressively, and no mum no see ye. Now, mum, what Jimmy or catch us say the progressively free SHS na NDC the buy no. So he's acknowledging. Bawumia kure catch them in 2017 say they came to meet a progressively free SHS. Into Eden and catch them some free SHS buy. Na kwasiatoa yen try the bema to throw yes because we Jimmy on tie Bawumia jina nipem 2017 catch Ghana for say they came to meet a progressively free SHS na NDC for implemented already. So why didn't they continue with the progressive free SHS? Because the constitution states it clearly that it should be progressively free. But ye Jimmy, Jimmy.
Free senior high school education is the real deal, not really some Mickey Mouse progressive senior high school education that was in place before. We are covering everybody and senior high school education is the real deal, not really some Mickey Mouse progressive senior high school education that was in place before. We are covering everybody. Senior high school education is the real deal, not really some Mickey Mouse progressive senior high school education that was in place before. We are covering everybody and we are making the budgetary provision for it. Free senior high school education doesn't have to be backed by law to be funded. It just has to be backed by commitment. After all, there was law when we were not paying get funds.
So now, you see, on what about where Jimmy is a headmaster. The thing was there. He is telling you right in front of you, say, free SHS no, you better say NDC for a year. So why are you telling me today, say, a year and a coup for the free SHS? But you know, wait, Jimmy, none of them there, teacher form to win free SHS started 2015, no money to ya. But Pesamin Kumiani Jimmy, and then Kwasia tribal politics in tea, but we be Jimmy or Munina, and the one eble. One eble. Now let's take care of business. Or to our body team called Jimmy. Talk bella, yen trying to bema. Why say or chain and oil take Jimmy. Or Kasa or catch us or beto said John Mahama ye free SHS. Where Jimmy politics actually with Timuma. Talk bella. Boto. But munim na mo fa ni mbra me na me mfrɛ no. Boto we Jimmy T. Ke boto. Ba could first one make say Kevin no on the TV so no ke kansem. Ye de meko antenna enti last week Krasa Kwansma ka so de meko antenna but asema banti esi aro. So Kwansma cho letter kwa antenna ho na antenna e koduru ho no. We ya support the by anything on man free case no. On be frame me Kwansma case no ai. Egigim de mo bete de. Licky soap so ne me be ko ai. Licky soap say eye nyoma 1 be amanye. Lucy de also no ne antenna. E say me story bebre wa also me ko. All right, now let's take care of eye den. What we came to discuss today, and it's got to do with the hacking NPP4 uses some gentlemen in Ghana to do. Now, let me show you. Sam Brantiwe, baby, see them as criminals. I am coming to show you faces of people who are hacking. About 80% of Ghana celebrities, politicians, the clergy, and the judiciary, their phones have been hacked, and most of them they know. Majority of them are being blackmailed by these gentlemen I'm going to talk about. Me say majority of the judges in Ghana and the clergy. Me say sa boys we are NPP4 edi ejuma amomo somunye. That is what they do, and these are the boys who cloned 2020 elections. Results nearby no. Sa results ni na omo intercept results no. And they were at the end of the day na omo DB kika ho eyi bi frima na easy for to be gina wise omo system no cut off. It's easy for say oh the network went off no. They direct all of these results no from the regional no and into make create regional and sana ba national. The reason why they did that no say they had to divert all the results to this men. Omo the government agency equipment and na omo the air day omo the dear bonnet. There are some. I've spoken to about 2 judges, and their Supreme Court judges are when they sit on any case, they cannot vote contrary to what the Chief Justice will vote. You lie bad. They have basically been able to. Oh, so I'm a suffer from Ghana no, and one pastor also are very careful. And a pastor, your friend saying, Reverend Kofi Oduro, yeah, he's their next. They will hack him. They will send before also Omeba group no matter send the links in the group. Moi mumubi mo jimina na mujejina group yes e bom paye obi send the links now I could press so so I do hack you. And that is what they have done to most of Asori form penifo no and the judge form penifo no. People's personal life both of you pictures no more you videos then they start to use it against you. And there are so many judges in Ghana, they cannot talk. And I know about 12, they cannot talk. And some of them personally they have spoken to me, say, Kevin, this is the situation, we can't do anything. Because BB Kim, they'll put the videos out. Obia or the personal life, Obia or Nyoma or behind the scenes. And that is what these people do. These people sometimes could be this alpha hour. Into what's on my drop a link. Obijin say quotation. Also, group you see gospel a prayer group or school group you must be a drop a link. That is how. But I want to say this: these gentlemen, this man, this guy, his name is Benjamin Ansa. We are a very dangerous guy. So Benjamin Ansa, anyway, the company who computers and come on. So I do phone that say or check BB also. So I do laptop that he is in your laptop. Mameka Ibinchiro. If you're a Ghanaian today in Ghana, not this gentleman called Benjamin Ansa. Me my mom in the background. Me mom in the background. I'm going to clone 2020 elections. 2020 election results, it came to them before it came to the EC. And that is where Anoche NCA, that is where they were getting their results. Majority of the radio stations, they were getting results from these guys. They were not getting it from EC. And until at the point, NPP said they were able to collate the elections results before even the EC. Because the EC knew that the elections were going to go to these people. These people were going to look at the numbers, clone the numbers into 60,000 for NDC or 32,000. No, I done no. NPP, the NA 15,000, why 51,000. And Tuba said the pink sheet on the ground, no, EC one, you could see there is no connection. But Tobacco said, Nani is sending also saying you're sending these are the boys. Now, before I go on, I'm going to show you another person. This guy, his name is Kojo Osafo Mafu. Very diabolic, dangerous guy. Let me tell you, he knows his job. And when I say he knows his job, we have dig this guy about America. He's good at his job. And he's taking advantage of that. And this guy, the number of people are, and that this boy is duping. Or no, he's into, the director when it comes to cybersecurity or NCA. This is the guy who puts together the master plan. Now, the reason why I'm doing this in English, you've heard me speak a little bit of English, is because we are going to petition the IEEE. Osafuma Fubanye. These are the criminals in Ghana who are destroying this nation. Now, before I go to Benjamin, Ansano, let me tell you a little about this guy. Now, the NPP, what they have done now, and they say, you see this guy, it was recently the director of cybersecurity. Yes, no, or a lecturer or Ashesi said in university. I don't even know. Now, this guy is making millions. And this guy's expertise, say, he has good experience in mobile chips and what we call component security. The reason why I'm doing this is because he has gone against the international rules and regulations. And the license is what he's using to commit crimes in Ghana. This boy. His name is Kojo Osafo Mafu. 2020 elections, he women on elections. Now, his expertise is mobile chips. He knows how he can create different kinds of platforms and networks. They sit on Digimano. He is the mastermind behind it. And normally you don't see him. The reason why I show the name say when you go into the ethics of IEEE, Institute for Electrical and Electronic Engineers, a well-recognized institution he's part of. He has that license. Now, Adebakwa, the IEEE hates is to use the license to suppress people, to use the license to commit a crime. And this is what this boy, Otigana, because ne papa the advisor to the president, this is what he is doing in Ghana. They are manipulating Ghana over the national security, tapping into people's phones, tapping into people's offices, data. This boy is the guy who sits behind and say, I've created this, use this. 2020 elections, he is the one on the distracted system, he is the one who was able to make sure say cloning numbers. Now the funny thing about this guy is say build the tools. He builds different kinds of tools, and because the tools are platforms, sensitive ones are you need to me the institutions you to me real data. That's why I'm saying say a petition has been put together because the evidence we have with his connection. So what he has tried to do is say every time he does this, he stays away. And today be on no more catch say I will do it, but do not make anything linked to me, but mistakenly with Jano. You see, this world, obia time eba. And when your time is ripe, now what he does normally, say, so we study to do some time be Obuha or say my Facebook ya Jeffrey Minsem, this is the guy. Obi because I'm Twitter, they have struck me. Your creative account so from me is this guy. They are basically suppressing free speech, and this is the guy they are using. And normally he is quiet, and he is the one who builds the tools. In fact, ne papa ne osafmafu. And in weeks to come, this guy, his license will be taken from him. He is a criminal. He is using this opportunity, also, or this server Ghana, no, he's using this opportunity to destroy this nation. And internet MP before to make a say, oh, you better win elections, you know, but the strategy we be winning. These are the people they are talking about. Sakwa way, he had a problem on internet. You can say Starlink by Elon Musk internet and by no. He didn't like it because every election biano, use Ghana internet now they conduct it. Now what happens and then they say the moment you are on Ghana's internet they will be able to hack your system. And internet NC and Omkofa they are not free America better than Ghana, and they took this boy and put him there. When the enemy of the state, when fuel station, you don't let him go. When you share petrol go, when say kurono. These are the people blackmailing judges. Into Utubu say, and in the history of Ghana, you'll be a friend, a unanimous FC. It is because of these boys. They have a lot. They have a lot on the judges, and through this boy and the Benjamin guy I'm about to talk about, almost a blackmailing judges. Asafu bi Ghana come to me because they are asafu Ghana. They are come to me. Uko peace counselor almost these boys have their private conversations and their life. They use that to threaten them. And in the 2020 elections, the EC could not give you definite numbers because the NCA. What we call the guys, come. It's time for us to do the job, Mombra. The NCA, the National Security, and what we call the Bureau of National Communication, and BNC, NCA, NI before during elections, and Jemen sent to me, Mamo, the right election results because these were the people who had to work on the numbers. They had to work on the result before the EC gets it. Into Mubusa NDC for Mubusa, Omo representing NDC war, strong room or EC war now. At a point, the system wasn't bringing anything. The moment the system goes down quiet, it means they have moved all the numbers. There's a diversion. They are cloning the numbers. And into the NCA for they were the ones churning out the numbers. And into the Anoche Eco BA, a whole day. Result center ma NPP almost omunya numbers no say Paul Ademochi went to ND's MPP4 baby anom collect results no ebusa Anochi say some numbers there. I think Techiman South Anochi could not give the answer because the numbers it wasn't coming from ECU, it was coming from these people. Mr. S, give me that video. That was that video a match Ghana for a smarter. A whole number who said the numbers that were coming to the east, it was being manipulated by these people. It was being manipulated by NCA, NIB, and BNC. These were the people who were giving you the results. Into Paul Ademochi, Echo Ra and NPP4 Coalition Center, Emobusa Anochi results be screening, so Anochi could not give answer because so see. The numbers there are numbers that you are getting from the ground, which have been certified. Why couldn't you give an answer? Because Nasanko 4 way into me certified numbers in the man. And I know my team will find the video and they'll give to me. A very, 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 very common video. Paul Ademochi went to a NPP4 Coalition Center. Now, I'm sure I did. So this guy, who have maybe who are to be a catcher and say, He should be ready. He's going to answer questions. He's committing one of the craziest crimes on earth. Obeko jail. This boy, Bonia with Dio Ghana, Bonia Muda who Dio Ghana. Now, let me show you this. I spoke about this guy. Every person who has been abducted in Ghana is this guy. So I want to say, Yakochi Obi, Yehuno, National Security for Asmo Obi, in Kofobi the Kaaba, it is Ben Ansa. This guy. Or no, the position, Juma, BNC, Bureau of National Communication. Now, let me show you how he made his way up there. Way, a crobiemwa, and could be shalan koso di bibi bonitrim, or a dangerous guy. Hey, through this guy, ya teaching kofo bibrigana ni maybe more. Bongo ideas no chino. It was this guy who instructed. It is this guy, and I have the facts to tell you. Bongo ideas no chino no chino and the Kwawe NMA instructions. NPP are buying. So what is ya chiwo bina ye humbi biyowa? It is this guy. And this guy is the guy who basically is out there doing all the crazy stuff. Oh, say, Osafuma for Bana make sure on the picture first, no. Oh no, because of the IEE, you know, or joining, no. Because Onim say rules, no. He always stays back. This is the guy who basically works for Jubilee House. And his job is simple. His job is to suppress people in Ghana. Now, how did he get to where he is now? Akwawe na oye a mere driver for Osla Owusu. Osla Owusu is the communications minister. We na oye Osla Owusu driver. I'm now going to show you. Mr. Sanko for you when you see them. So I do phone pain. Waba ufie. I will show you a soft form of romufia. Ako bag omufie. Sa kwa we aba wa sorry fie da. Waba ufie da. Waba bejo computer. Wajo phone so ya there. They are listening to your call. They are taking every info from you. They will come after you. His name is Benjamin Ansa. Benjamin Ansa. Now oye Asla Owusu driver kekewu. This guy used to just drive Asla Owusu. Onye ni pebiao. Now oye driver. Now see what happened. Now do you know, say, as we speak, this criminal, he is the head of security judicial services. Oba judicial services organ on the head of security. Tie. And the Ghana. Oba Ghana judicial services, judges for ne, lawyers for ne, people who work in the judiciary, the clerks near there. He is the head of security, judicial service, security. On the handle security, this guy. Intimikacha say, it is through this guy no ma bag judges nina. Judges nina omo phones nina. Now, there's something interesting. Now, you know this boy, Osla Owusu and Jubilee House, they tried everything possible to get this guy into the Ghana Law School. He tried a couple of times. He failed. This guy. And in the boy did not allow. You know why? Now, Ghana Law School, during the exams, he was in charge of examination body in charge of the security. Could you believe that this guy, he was the person who basically entered the system and stole the questions and was selling the questions. Make sure the reason why it's here, Oba Ghana Law School, they sacked him. Why they did not pass him? This guy, he implicated 3 policemen at the Ghana Law School. This album in the no, and or implicated police for no, and as our police for no problem. Now the funny thing is, later they did the investigations. Don't be who say, this guy called Benjamin Ansa, he was the one who stole the questions because he had access. He was able to get into the computers of the Ghana Law School. And later on, who say he is close to Asla Owusu. He used to be Asla Owusu's driver. No? What they did was that they sacked him. They questioned him on it. There's a report there. So he was sacked from the Ghana Law School. This guy, they were pushing Enin Yabua, the former CJ, to make him go through. But Enin Yabua said no, because the guy is so weak-minded to be able to be pushed through the Ghana Law School. So several times, he could not make it to Ghana Law School. But that incident is because he is in charge. Today, when you go to the judicial services, ordinary the head of security, Monko at the background wing. This boy, we have been able to locate houses that he's bought in America. He has a wife, also a doctor, our twins. We have been able to locate all these things. Our two twins. Go to the Facebook page on Bibian Tour. Because he's hurting people. This boy is murdering people because he has been given power. He was just a mere driver. Or instructing this guy. He's just a mere driver. And then he is the head of security, judicial services. Now, I mentioned damage and kofo here. We have documented. You see, the agenda right now they have, these boys, Akwawe especially. He has the plan to say before the elections or the twins in the Beba Krumha, and that they are prepared. If election does not go the way it should go, they will flee the country. We are waiting. After the damage they have done, kidnapping people, going into people's blackmailing judges, blackmailing men of God. Mebodin, Pastor and a friend Lawrence Tetero. Akwa women a black bargain. Lawrence Tete. They entered his phone, they entered his home, they put cameras in his home. Lawrence Tete. These people, that is what they did to him. They were able to get a boy to go and marry Lawrence Tete's daughter. That boy, I'll talk about him. He's not a PhD holder. He lied to them that he's a PhD holder. That is another criminal. I will do his story for you to hear. And you can put one thing. These people, do you know the number of people they are listening to their calls and installed cameras in their homes? Now, there's something happening at the judiciary. Interestingly, when Madam Tokonu took over from Eniniabua, Madam Tokonu basically decided to bring this boy closer. I can give you the phone number of the Chief Justice. I have everybody's number. I can give you the phone number of the Chief Justice. I can give you the phone number of... I can just give you the phone number of the Chief Justice of Head. And all the people these guys have bagged, Chief Justice, the last number A52. The last number A52. That is the number of the Chief Justice. These people, all the judges in Ghana, they have bagged them. And then sometimes to Busa say, now then you go Supreme Court, it is like Sebio, your judges, no, all my eyes are toys. They all are doing one thing. Now the most interesting thing is, when Chief Justice Tokonu came into office, she did something. Let me tell you, the reason why Yoni Kolendi was not made a Chief Justice over Tokonu was because these boys bugged him and they threatened him. See, Justice Doche, the former Justice Doche, he masterminded it. Yoni Kolendi was not given the CJ job because these boys, they tapped into his phones. These boys, they bugged this man. It was former Supreme Court Judge, Mr. Doche, this man. Come. And we all know Doche, yeah. Doche was the one who made sure, because Doche was expecting Ekufuado to make him CJ. Ekufuado Nkwasi Asemo started here, Doche led it. Opuni case about review, Doche was the one who led it. That time, Nona Enin Yabua was in South Africa. It was Doche who brought in another judge to change the review against Opuni. Doche was the same person. The Attorney General went to meet in his office privately. Me catch them Mohana, a copy of Supreme Court, Midi copy of it was just Doche. So he was working for Akufo-Addo, working with Attorney General Godfrey Dame to make sure that he becomes the CJ because Naka criminal retire. Akufo-Addo Efre Yoni Kulendi because Yoni Kulendi is from Akufo-Addo's law firm or one of his boys. And we all knew, say, Yoni Kulendi could have been the CJ. Now, this is what happened. Dochemu, through some judicial services workers, they came together and they did what they bagged Kulendi. This boy called Ben Ansa, they have every information on Kulendi. His phone, his laptop, his private life. This guy. But do you know what's dangerous? You see, sometimes I keep telling the Chief Justice of Ghana, Jesus Christ had everything at his disposal. When I say everything, ne papa ni nyankopon. Enti sankobi bedi ni bone kra na ngo say Jesus Christ. Oh. But Jesus Christ who kra ade na obeye. Sometimes we do some things, we think, say, we have fortified ourselves to the point where nobody can touch us. And we are going to help people do wrong. It is wrong. You see this lady. You see this person. Let me start from here. Her name is Jedzon. Jedzon. D-Z or D-Z-E D-Z-O-R-N. Jedzon. Justice Doche, former secretary. Now, CJ, new secretary. Tie. This lady, women are damage or judiciary. These are the people who are conniving with Ansamo. These are the people doing the damage. This girl, she used to be Justice Doche, former secretary. Today, this girl is the new secretary to CJ. Do you know the connection? I'll tell you. Now, you see this person, Ruth. Now, this lady, Chief Justice Office, she is now the PA to the CJ. I'll show you how this is linking. If you know what is happening in Ghana, and Akufo-Addo picture napo parliament. Your judiciary has been hijacked. Your elections have been hijacked. Your clergy, they have been hijacked. You people have no country. There is no freedom of speech. These people have finished you. Now, this lady is called Pamela. I think a lot of people know her. Pamela Addo. I think she used to date Akufo-Addo sometime. Now, she is the judicial secretary. There's one man called Mr. Bedu, on a HR manager. Let me tell you, all the pictures I've shown you, I am going to take my time and do extensive work and how our judiciary today does not belong to us. All names of the church now, I'm going to do an extensive job, But you see, these people I've told you, they are only effective because of this guy. These are the two guys who are making her very effective. And this guy, he kills, he kidnaps, he bugs. Yeah? You see this boy? Say, boy, we get me. Where's it? This boy, his name is Jedu. These are the boys they send into people's home to install the cameras and bug their systems. This boy, his name is Jedu. Mashana me keep your munyina picture. Send a bay a time in draw. You people will understand what I am doing. Way boys women use your grounds work, no. We watching baby also bono. Do you know the damage these boys have done to people in Ghana? Do you know the damage they did in 2020? The 2020 elections, these are the foolish boys the NPP used. And they are still using these boys. In fact, let me tell you, Osafuma Fobana, who is part of the IEE, because see, this guy, Kojo Osafumafo, this boy, when you go into the IEEE, code of conduct and a code of ethics, they have stated it clearly there. You cannot use what you have learned and the license you have to suppress any human being. And it is one thing that you don't do. It is one thing that when you have the license, you don't do. But you see what this boy is doing in Ghana? Wabesha Ghana. And they are causing a lot of damage. Master, Metmakacho say every big known person in Ghana, these boys, they have backed them. And sometimes Mutumbusa will say, why is everybody quiet? They are not just quiet. Oh. These people are holding their balls. This guy. And you see, I'll come and show you his properties here. I'll come and show you their new project they are working on. Now, the IEEE, we are going to petition them. The IEEE, we will petition them. We have everything to prove to them that Kojo Osafumafo is not supposed to be given that license. They need to take it away from him. Now, this guy is the main problem. Now, there are people through this guy, as we speak today, they cannot see. And you see, Mamencho connection, no? The BNC, the Bureau of National Communication, the National Security, the NIB, they all work. The BNC, the Judicial Services Security Department, you know, all NIB, they all work under national security. NCA, BNC, they all work under national security. It is a coordination. They work in a map. And what they are doing now, and I say, every single conversation, NDC for more the top of NDC. You people, more use Samsung, more use iPhone. You people have to be very careful. They are listening to all of you, your calls. They are getting into your phones. They have videos, photos of your personal lives. And they win the elections with their technique. They are going to blackmail a lot of you NDC people. And it's going to be this boy and Kujo. Mamifa Kujo ne picture antoa. It's going to be this boy and Kujo Osafumafo. Osafumafo Banono. It's going to be this boy and Kujo Osafumafo. These are the boys they are using. 2020 elections. We will not a cloning numbers. No. See, Ghana for. You see, sometimes, See, now say this is a fight for NDC. This is a fight for Kevin Taylor. We are making the biggest mistakes of our life. Okay? At this point, it's not about politics again. No. It's about you, your security. It's about you, your life. Every single businessman in Ghana, or Bibia, say they are going to speak up. They have backed them. And internet and the Ghana, Ubiankasa. These two guys, especially this guy on my left, Ben Ansa. Ekufuado kidnapping nipa election 2020 numbers ana emba Mr. S, can you find that video for me? It was Paul Ademoch, Mr. S. He went to the NPP strong room or coalition center. He was with Anoche. Anoche was running him through the results on their screens. They got to a point where he questioned Anoche that, oh, this number, Anoche could not give answer because it was being prepared by these boys. Now, you see, the boy, thank you, Mr. S. The boy, I just showed you his picture. Oh, what he has posted on Facebook. See. You see what they post on Facebook? Let me show you. Let me show you. The boy and I'm saying Jeduno. You see what he posts on Facebook. You see? When you go on his Facebook, Cyber One Defense Communication. AI trick to get into. See, you see? These are the kind of things they do. Boy and I'm say Jebina, omo planting cameras and bug and entering people's phone. You see when you go on the Facebook page. Thank you, Mr. S. You see what they do? These are the kind of things they do. AI, someone can use to get into your online account. Think twice before you click. And that is what they do. That is what these boys do in Ghana. This foolish boy. Now, when you go there, you see the numbers there. Free Instagram follower. Hey, Joe, want to boost your Instagram popularity overnight? We've got a game-changing opportunity for you. Our team has developed a revolutionary tool that can increase your followers by 1,000 plus in a few minutes. It's completely safe. That is what they do. And they are using Government of Ghana equipment, NCA, BNC. That is what they did 2020 elections. Anything till date, J sent to me my one single answer. Because they were cloning the numbers. They were cloning the numbers. And until they do point to be not easy and to me my one number. Because the numbers, the figures now NDC for actual police centers, no. It do regional no more diverted about BNC. Normally about NCA, they will have to change all the numbers before they resend it. It's easy to meet now because the numbers are not coming. We are waiting. How much in an hour? Not messing but now NDC wants why are they coming in bulk? Because they keep the numbers, they work on all of them, and then they release them. Into a whole hour, na numbers beyond by yes, EC is still waiting for the constituencies. They have moved the numbers from the region to these boys. They move it to Benansa, they move it to Kojo Osafmafo. They work on the numbers. And EC was contradicting itself. Because the numbers that were coming from these people, they had to wait. NPP for setting up coalition center, no, it was the numbers they were getting, they were rather feeding the EC numbers. So the numbers came to from constituency to region. It came to these boys at BNC, NCA, and then they now directed to NPP Coalition Center. Now NPP Coalition Center at the EC. So the EC were taking their numbers from NPP Coalition Center. And that is the job they did. That is the job they did. Anything no busa easy for say when they win the election, want to mean control. Into no busa NPP for say, are you going to win the election? Also want to mean breaking the 8. Also want to mean say we will win the election by this margin. But they be also we will win the election by using some technique. This is what they want to use. And this is the highest form of treason. The highest. Abrochire unwe biem. The people's will. These boys are using our own tools to use it against us. Because the will of the people, these people are sitting in office and changing the will of the people. Mr. S, did you find it? Mr. S, did you get me a video? Let me see if you got me a video. Oh, the Jedu guy there, they'll take care of him. Jedu. Oh, he would suffer the consequences. Jedu, Kojo, and especially Ansa, Benjamin Ansa, on the guy who commits all the crime. Benjamin Ansa, he was Asler's driver. All right, Mr. S is getting me the video. Into Ghana 4. Okay, Mr. S, thank you. Mr. S, I one of the team members sent it to me. Thank you, Koto. So, Monshe, during the elections, I thought I'm not sure what happened. How they were giving the NPP numbers to give to the EC. I'm not sure. And anything that they become say we will win the election with the Samia Ukumu Yamunimo. Samia Uku knows. Paul Adomotri. That is why today they don't have any message. They don't care. Because they are going to use these boys. Now, listen. My mentor idea. Oh, time I'm not moving numbers now, cloning no. And I'm not just a Paul Adomotri bra. Now, muntie conversation no. Obusa the question is numbers where then muntie. I'm telling you. I'm showing you the facts.
All right, and then you see okay. Right, and you see NDC is what 51,403. They have
52. This is presidential.
Presidential.
Okay, and Nana Akufo-Addo has 46.
Yes, 46.
So President Mahama wins that.
Wins that.
Where's the parliamentary?
Now, again, there's a big challenge with all this with parliamentary because parliamentary are very local. Right, and typically the PCs manage that.
The parliamentary candidates.
Yes. Yeah. So oftentimes it's difficult to get our parliamentary numbers. A good number of PhDs for the parliamentary are now.
So when the electoral commissioner said Parliament Techiman South is being disputed, is she talking about parliamentary or presidential, or we don't know?
No, I believe that there is a police station also that they have issues.
They have issues. Okay, yes. So these figures we have here, John Mahama has Techiman South.
Yes.
It's gone to him.
Yes.
Under your analysis.
Yes.
Okay. The MPP held a press conference recently. They talked about Bandai
numbers. A good number of PhDs for the parliamentary are now.
So when the electoral commissioner said Parliament Techiman South is being disputed, is she talking about parliamentary or presidential, or we don't know?
No, I believe that there is a police station also that they have issues.
They have issues. Okay. Yes. So these figures we have here, John Mahama has Techiman South.
Yes.
It's gone to him.
Yes.
Under your analysis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The MPP held a press conference recently. They talked about Bandai constituency.
You see, you cannot tell me say when you're presidential, when you're parliamentary. That's what they did. So what they did was that every time the numbers came in, they will give a flash number, and then these boys will sit at BNC, NCA, they clone the numbers. Now, what happens in the say at the point when they see EC for numbers to be ambaye. And later before election 2020, Kojo Ponkroma through NCA released a statement that no media house has the right to release any number. Okay, Mr. S, pull that document for me, if you can find it. Also, before election 2020, the NCA, which is headed by Anoche, who is the boss of Kojo and Benjamin Ansa, they came out the day before the elections. They released a statement through Ponkroma that no media house has the right to release even provisional results. What were they doing? They wanted their people to release the results to the media houses. So through Ben Kojo Ansa or Safmafo, let me put their pictures on the screen. Between these guys, what they did was that the numbers that came in, Ponkroma knows this. He knows this very, very well. Anytime I remember NDC for especially Omane Boama, and if you kwete, their target is you people. When they get in your phone, you people are done. You cannot even speak before elections. All the NPP executives, NDC executives, that's what they want to do. They are sitting back and they already have shit on some of you. They already do. They are going to come, they are going to send it to you and say, if you say thing, you are done. And you will see, say, close to elections, I'm on phone to me in Kasa. These are the boys they use. So they clone the results. And when they clone the results, the NCA waits. The EC waits. Bossman Asari knows about these people. Mr. S. Mr. S, you got me. Okay, let me show you this. My team said member video way. I think the longer version of what I just showed you. Now let me see if that is it. Make sure they see election,
All right, and then you see
okay.
Right, and you see NDC is what? 51,403. They have
52. This is presidential.
Presidential.
Okay. And Nana Akufo-Addo has 46.
Yes, 46.
So President Mahama wins that.
Wins that.
Why is the parliamentary?
Now, again, there's a big challenge with all this with parliamentary. Because parliamentaries are very local, right? And typically the PCs manage that.
The parliamentary candidate.
Yes. So oftentimes it's difficult to get our parliamentary numbers. A good number of PhDs for the parliamentary are not in.
So when the Electoral Commissioner said Parliament Techiman South is being disputed, is she talking about parliamentary or presidential, or we don't know?
No, I believe that there is a police station also that they have issues.
They have issues. Okay, yes. So these figures we have here, John Mahama has Techiman South.
Yes.
It's gone to him.
Yes.
Under your analysis.
Yes.
Okay. The MPP held a press conference recently.
You say you're collating results from one polling station. How come you have only presidential and you don't have parliamentary? Now he's saying that parliamentary is local. How local is it? Because you're Tuabano. How local is parliamentary? Election, a polling station back with Tuabano. Why are you telling me say Unsaka presidential, Unsanka parliamentary? They were struggling with the parliamentary. All that they wanted to do was that they wanted to project to say Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has won the presidential. Omu wia no makobotuo to fight for the seats for the parliamentary. Into study their concentration was in 2020 was to let Ghanaians believe say Akufo-Addo will win. Now when they are done with that, because after they do that cloning, the moment you win presidential, Ombeka say parliamentary we can suppress it. In the moment the two systems say Akufo-Addo is leading presidential now, and they got to know say they are struggling with parliamentary. And then Techima Kobo Tuo, Hanabisi constituency Wakobo Tuo, and then almost started say Afe, they needed to claw back the numbers that they didn't have to make their numbers. This Anoche guy, he is the one that is using these boys to do this. And you know the funny thing, these are people who are working for us. So we are the ones paying them. Now, for about 2 years, so what here? There be a MPP for NPP will win with 50.8. And I will study here, won't you? Every day, na a allotajo cops, akwan hufin, on the kebi. There be for 2 years now, from 2022. Every single day, they are going to win with 50.8. Now, almost say we need parliamentary 142 seats. They know. They want to clone it. And these are the boys they are going to use. So, they have already mapped it down. And they have mapped all constituency down. They know the numbers will be feeding easy. And they are using NCA, they are using BNC, they are all working under national security, they are coordinating. And then they would hear MP before, we will win with 50.8. Who makes that number? Who actually comes up with such a number? And then he will tell you, say, we will win 142 parliament. They know, they will clone the numbers. And if we want people to go after, the people who are doing this damage, these two people, they don't deserve to live amongst us. We will handle him. Ghana's elections, your problem, your democracy, these are the boys. I'm using almost say democracy. The reason why our democracy is struggling today is because of these boys. Don't take this lightly. They are still working. And anything that MPP phone to me country, almost what I'm say they'll win. Samia Uku works with these people. Samia Uku, Kojo Ponkroma, they are the ones telling them, say, relax, man, this is for your campaign, we will clone the numbers again. Because they are the ones who handle the internet. They will shut it down, they will slow it down. Every county, it will go to regional. From regional, it will not come to EC, never. From constituency, it will go to regional. From regional, it will come to these people. Kojo, Ben, any they are not chimono. They are the ones who are going to clone the numbers and give you the numbers pay. How do we work towards this? How do we change this? We need to take the issues. Today, more judges into me in Kasa. Can tell you about 70% of judges in Ghana. Judgment will. My judgment, they don't know what to do. Because one must judgment in the way in Kofo we pa. everything that will enter the Supreme Court, it will be unanimous. The Chief Justice knows these guys. Madam Tokonu knows these boys. She knows them. This guy Benjamin on my left is the head of Judicial Security. Madam Tokonu knows him personally. And when a judge calls you and is crying on phone, judge front or soon phone, so it's tough, man. Say a judge, on your lower court judge, a judge or top, a frona or kasa or fosna or soon, you know how the damage, how people, what a juma, you know. All because of these boys. A soft one penny for, and they are all watching me tonight. They all know. Peace Council. Then every famous pastor you know in Ghana, they know. Why? Why should we do this to this country? Why should we do this? Why should I allow these people to be walking on the streets of Ghana? Who are these people? Ghana folks should forget about the judiciary. There's no justice there. I'm telling you. The Ghana government and they're running the judiciary. This boy Benjamin, I'll come and show you the wife picture. I'll come and show you investment. That's what I'm telling you. Say, we have gotten whatever we want. The IEEE, we are petitioning them. Kojo Osafumafu, Yao Osafumafu Baya Oshesuti, his license needs to be taken away from him. These boys have to serve jail time. They have to. They have to serve jail time. They need to go to jail. They have committed a lot of pain. They have inflicted a lot of pain on people. Their families are doing well. They sit behind computers and they frustrate people's lives. A judge calls me and cries on phone because they just told him, they just showed him what they have. Why? How did we get here? Why are we allowing this to happen?
Ghana, a peaceful country and a beacon of democracy in its fourth republic, has had violent free elections and transitioned power peacefully without any unrest or civil strife. This has become effortlessly possible because of the peace-loving leaders Ghanaians have successfully elected to lead them. President Kufuor in 2007 perfectly described the attributes of the type of person to lead Ghanaians at all times.
So anybody who is always full of tension and fighting and that sort of thing, we have to be careful about. Whether when the power is given to this person to lead us, he's the type with the experience and with all due respect, the wisdom to be able to keep the country united, to secure the nation, to gain the respect of the forces, the military, the police, the chiefs. Look out for that, because we know the history. Some people have been given power only to lose it just like that. We don't want that.
Even so, this peaceful and beautiful country was handed to Nana Akufo-Addo on the 7th January 2017 as president to lead for 4 years. Many people had reservations about his violent nature, which may have been well hidden from the public, but not from those who knew him best. Mr. Kofi Kumsen, a close friend of President Nana Addo, bluntly stated,
I can't entrust Ghana into the hands of Nana Akufo-Addo. I can't sleep. It's not safe. It's not safe. And I believe that.
Then there's Maxwell Kofi-Juma.
He will be a terrible president.
President Nana Addo's violent nature became immediately apparent as a warlord sponsoring his party hoodlums to attack innocent citizens and public officers alike, as was seen with the beating of ASP Nanka Bruce at the presidency in front of a paralyzed security on the 9th January 2017, just 2 days after Nana Addo had been sworn in as president. President Nana Addo surrounded himself with hoodlums as bodyguards and endorsed vigilante groups such as Invincible Force and Delta Force. Members of these vigilante groups had free rein to attack anyone who was not a member of the president's political party. They went on a rampage, causing mayhem and atrocities on anyone who disagreed with or criticized Nana Addo's government. President Nana Addo's own appointee, the Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator, was heckled, manhandled, and dragged from out of his office like a rat. Not even our courts were spared by these hoodlums. They vandalized court proceedings and broke free fellow members from judicial justice while attacking the sitting judge in the process. The Ayawaso West Wagon by-election was President Nana Addo's first test of leadership for peaceful elections in the country. Instead, a battalion of his party hoodlums, dressed in SWAT uniforms and armed with lethal weapons, were discharged to visit mayhem and brutalities on innocent citizens who were simply exercising their constitutional right to vote. The aim of these hoodlums was primarily to intimidate voters in the opponent's stronghold and to prevent a free and fair elections. They fired several rounds of gunshots in and around a polling center targeted at Ghanaians, which led to a bloodbath just for a by-election. All this happened under the explicit and tacit approval of President Nana Addo. These barbarisms happened without a single condemnation from the president. He immediately flew out of the country to attend a concert, leaving bloodied victims to their fate. He gleefully ignored the recommendations of the Ayawaso West Wagon Commission of Inquiry report by issuing a white paper to whitewash these crimes against Ghanaians. Otumfuo Osei Tutu II advised sternly, and I quote, "Elections with integrity mean the electoral contest, both in their preparation and their conduct, must be free and fair and not disfigured by political motivated violence. They must take place on a level playing field with parties and candidates able to campaign to put their case across and the electorate free to cast their votes without fear or intimidation." President Nana Addo sat in front of the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II and jokingly lamented without any apology or remorse, saying in part, "I will not ignore such issues. The law applies to everyone in Ghana. I know it is of concern to you, but do not worry. We will ensure that everything is resolved." My fellow Ghanaians, has this been resolved? Have things been resolved as the president promised Otumfuo? Has Nana Addo disbanded these vigilante groups? Did we not in fact see these hoodlums on rampage again in Ketu South, Banda, and elsewhere in the just ended new voter compilation exercise?
Live channel.
Welcome back to the show. Bamika Bibintro. This guy travels with a chief justice everywhere she goes. This guy travels with the Chief Justice everywhere she goes. He is the head of Judicial Security. And I want to tell you for a fact, people like these are dangerous to your democracy. Say, boy, we about sorry about office. Waji any gadget from you. On with dinkomobia that's got to do with data. He's in your system. If this guy, Benjamin, answer, so about us, sorry, we are soft opinion, we are politician, we are businessman. So I Joe Fonda, we general office da, they have bugged you. That is how they want to run Ghana. They want to run Ghana from behind the scenes. Nobody can speak. And it is showing clearly. You people can see, sometimes you ask yourself, this is what they do. And they are going to do more. Listen to me. They are going to do more. They are ready to rig the elections. They are ready to use these boys. Some people in the judiciary, the NCA boss, the national security boss, they are going to touch your internet. They are going to slow it down. They are going to clone the numbers. That is why the NPP keeps telling you they will win the elections and NDC will be shocked. They know they have no message. They know that people will vote for the NDC. They believe they will change the numbers to suit their agenda. I am a messenger. I have been with you for some time now. And till date, nobody has been able to come out to contradict anything I've put out. You are also a messenger. And as messengers, we come with the truth, irrespective of who is in front of us. I will leave you with this today. But every single Ghanaian should be worried. Every single one of you should be worried. The 2024 elections is not about who wins power. It's about we making sure we take our democracy back. The NPP, the Bawumia, the Ekufuado government, this particular party is dangerous to our democracy. They don't care. But when we, the people, come together as a unit, as one people, like we saw in Kenya, these termites, we can step on them in a second and they will never be found again. Democratically, we should come together as a people and fight for what belongs to us. My name is Kevin Ekobedu Taylor. I'll be back tomorrow to speak about Ghana. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. God bless every single individual. Cheers and good night.
Take glory, Father. Take glory, Son. Take glory, Holy Ghost. Now and evermore. Take glory, Father. Take glory, Son. Take glory, Holy Ghost. Now and evermore. Take glory, Father. Take glory, Son. Take glory, Holy Ghost. Now and evermore. In the morning, early in the morning, I will rise and praise the Lord. In the morning, early in the morning, I will rise and praise the Lord. In the morning, early in the morning, I will rise and praise the Lord. In the morning, Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. I know you come from heaven above. The Holy Spirit sit on the throne. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. I know you come from heaven above. Holy Spirit sit on. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. I know you come from heaven above. Hey, ama, in our dear Lord's garden, planted near below, many tiny flowers. Tiny. Balua Galabal. Many tiny flowers. Ashina Yama, and I'm not Abuso. Ashina Yama, and I'm not Abuso. Pite, our pite, Wampia, pite, our pite, Wampia, 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 Wampia. Ashina Yama, and I'm not Abuso. Ashina Yama, and I'm not Abuso. Pite, our pite, Wampia, pite, oh pite, Wampia, Wampia, Wampia. Apaguaza, agu ua 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 ai au ai au ai au Pitay, our pitay, wapia pitay, our pitay, wapia wapia wapia. Pitay, our pitay, wapia pitay, our pitay, wapia 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 wapia. We are traveling from this land. We are on our way to heaven. Only Christians can go there. So let us praise the Lord. Left foot, right foot, left hand, right hand. Shoulder up, shoulder in, chest up, right hand, left foot. We are traveling from this land. We are on our way to heaven. Only Christians can go there. Matalia kalapala gala. Ayato maluko mata siba aluka. We are traveling from this land. We are on our way to heaven. Only Christians can go there. So let us praise the Lord. Left foot, right foot, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. Oh, how do I scoopy and a katikiti baga black a piakata black. Let me show you.